What's going on?
What's up, baby girl?
Chilling, killing, drinking G Fuel and eating peanut butter.
That's like the dinner of champions right there.
Oh man, I mean, if I could, I think I could live on it if I wouldn't, be super unhealthy because of it. Like, I don't know. I eat peanut butter every single day, and now I drink G Fuel every single day. So,
Well, I mean, peanut butter's high in protein, and G Fuel is better for you than soda. Choosy moms choose Jif. Yeah.
I
Please.
don't know. It's a good time. You know what? I would die to be like sponsored by peanut butter. I don't even care what peanut butter it is. If they just sent me peanut butter for me to talk about peanut butter, I could go on it. All right, mute something, Dad. I can hear me echoing.
You can hear echo?
Yeah.
I don't know why.
It's not me. I have nothing pulled up. But anyway, I could talk about peanut butter as much as I can talk about sports.
I don't have anything that should be echoing.
Boom. Right there. Well, I think it might have fixed itself.
It might have, I don't know. My phone dinged, and that was when you said that.
Yeah, it might have just, I don't know, ripple effect or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, you know what? Wouldn't it be cool just to wear like a Peter Pan peanut butter shirt around and get paid?
I'd wear all of their merchandise.
Heck yeah.
I'd get a peanut butter tattoo right here and be like, listen, it just says I love peanut butter or I love Jif. I don't even care what it says. I would do that for free, peanut butter for life.
Oh, so, we went through all this talking about drafts and we talked about it and we realized that we didn't like the whole pre-draft conversation. Halfway through doing a mock draft analysis, we decided we hated it.
I'm going to be honest. That was probably the most miserable stream we've had. I mean, not only both of us were having bad days, but it was just like, it's annoying. Like, I don't like to make things up. In theory, there are some things that can be really cool, but, at the end of the day, especially with the topic of sports, it's not that fun. It's fun for a second to entertain an idea. But if it's never going to happen, why would you even sit and keep going on it forever?
Yeah, right. And then your next idea is based on your previous fake idea, and you just keep going further and further down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, and then you're down in this wormhole you created for yourself, and then when none of that happens, you're just kind of sitting here like, well, I wasted all my time thinking that through.
At the end of the day, the one thing that I didn't notice about the first round yesterday that I just now picked up on when I was scrolling through, and I don't know how I missed this, probably because we were too busy running our yaps, but I did not notice that Kyle Trask ended up going in the first round to Tampa Bay.
He didn't.
Are you sure?
Now you're making things up because Tampa Bay took an edge.
No, I'm sorry. I'm in the second round on my sheet.
I was like, you're smoking something because Tampa Bay took an edge. Remember the last 3 picks of the first round were all edges.
Yep, I just realized that I was on my second round tab, not my first round. I looked down at the last pick. I seen Tampa Bay, Kyle Trask. Might be a really good fit behind Thomas Brady.
It's weird. I mean, he's a Florida boy going to a Florida team, so it's not that weird. But, I don't know. Remember when Josh Rosen went over there for half a year? That was weird, too.
Do you remember when Jameis Winston got drafted to Tampa Bay and how that turned out?
I hate the hate on him.
I'm not hating on him. I'm just saying how it turned out.
I know. It turned out poorly. But, Kyle Trask is not Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston is not Tom Brady. Kyle Trask is not Tom Brady. I think they wanted a backup plan. Who better to sit behind than the guy who has 7 rings?
No, I agree. And I was just sitting there I guess that we got talking. I didn't pay that much attention after we started talking. But you know what? Kyle Trask was one of the quarterbacks that I liked pretty well in the draft as being a project for the NFL, and I think.
I mean, I feel like Kyle Trask is kind of in the same group as like Trey Lance in terms of like quarterbacks to be talked about because there's still some unknowns.
I felt like he was as good as Mac Jones.
If you're Mac Jones, Trevor Lawrence, or Justin Fields, everyone pretty much knows everything about you. Once you get past those three guys, there's still a lot in the dark you just have to wonder about until you find out. And that's kind of why I like Kyle Trask. I'm sticking with my statement that Trey Lance is my favorite quarterback in the draft. I'm super happy for him to go to San Francisco. I was kind of, I was scared he was going to go to someone like Detroit or somewhere like that. I really like Trey Lance, and, so I'm happy for him. I'm happy for Kyle Trask because this dude's probably life is made right now. He doesn't immediately have to start playing football, and he gets to learn behind who is considered the greatest to ever do it.
Right. Well,
that's like an honor in itself. Like if I was a quarterback going into the draft and they were like, yeah, you're going to go to this team and sit behind Tom Brady. Yeah, I hate that man. But like I could probably learn a lot. And I think it's a great opportunity for him.
Yeah, I mean that's we go to the very end of the second round to see something like that.
I mean, speaking of quarterbacks, the Minnesota Vikings just took a quarterback.
Third round quarterback for Minnesota.
Yeah, Kellen Mond.
My board's not updated yet.
Yeah, they took Kellen Mond right after the next pick after Tampa Bay.
Cool enough. Okay, well, we were as stated, we're going to go through the second round. I don't think we should fly through. I don't think we should take a lot of time with each of these picks in the second round. I'm going to let you go through the first 5 picks in the second round and pick the one that you think is the most impact for those 5 teams, and then I'll pick one. How's that?
How about we'll go through the list, and if we care, we care. If we don't, we don't. How about that? Because, yesterday went a lot more smooth because you didn't jump to the current pick. We went 1 through 32. Okay. And you're jumping straight to the end right now. And
I know, but it's just because I saw it. But anyway, we've already talked about this one off the air a little bit. Tyson Campbell going to Jacksonville at 33. A lot of people didn't like it. A lot of people didn't like it. I think it's pretty good. Another cornerback in the place that they needed it most. I think it's a win. A lot of people didn't. What do you think?
I mean, I like the kid. I like the pick. And, obviously with Jacksonville having the number 1 pick, they have the first for each round or whatever. And they get first grabs at the next best or whatever. And so in terms of, especially in the position, I know he's not Patrick Surtain or J.C. Horn, but like, he's not to be discredited. I still think he's a good grab. And listen, Jacksonville went 1-15 last year. That means they literally need to improve everywhere. Who cares what position they decide to pick as long as they pick something that's good? And I think they got that with this guy. Maybe the cornerback wasn't the number 1 thing they needed on their board, but he was still probably one of the better grabs left in the draft. So unless they were going offensive line or defensive edge, this was a good person to pick up.
I couldn't agree more. Kid's got fast hands. He's tall. He's strong. He's good coverage. He's a good tackler. I think he's going to play. I think he's immediate impact for that team.
I agree. I think he will be a starter week 1. So, I mean, there's not much else I have to say about that, but like, I'm sure a lot of Jacksonville fans are upset because they have their preferences, in which every fan base has their preference and who they think they should take. And, not everyone's going to get what they want. So they got Trevor Lawrence. So even if their fan base isn't happy about it, it's what inevitably they wanted. So they got that. So they really can't complain about much.
Right on. And not to get too far into this, but something that I thought was really interesting about Jacksonville picking in the draft this year is a lot of these kids coming out of high school, Urban Meyer was in the living room with recruiting for Ohio State at that time when they were coming out of high school. Do you think, I mean, my opinion is, do you think that gives him maybe a little bit more of an insight on who he wants going through this draft?
I mean, yeah, I think so, definitely, because he hasn't sat down and met every single one of these kids. He didn't know them before they were entering the draft. They didn't know them their last year while they were playing football. He had these hand-picked kids that he met. He basically was a recruiter for them, and he got to know them and got to find out what he liked and didn't like about them at a young age, so he could watch them while they were in college and know what he wanted. So, I mean, I'm not going to say Urban Meyer's a genius, but he could have been planning this the whole time.
Yeah,
we don't know that.
You're right. He was definitely very meticulous in how he went about his career, and his retirement timing was really off. And then he already had his replacement set up for Ohio State. And then next thing you know, he's in the NFL. And you're right. It's probably all planned. That's why I thought Justin Fields was going to Jacksonville yesterday.
I was real sold on it. And I'm even more thrown off that he ended up in Chicago of all places. Not knocking on Chicago. Not an NFC fan, but I'm not going to knock on them taking that pick because I think that was beautiful. Listen, if for some reason their head coach gets fired this year, I feel like Justin Fields might have a terrible career if he stays in Chicago. But, if he can keep going forward and they can work together, and I think he'll be a starter by week 6. I think it could be good. And if this year is, a trial run, which all rookie seasons are, if he can play another year and produce numbers, move forward in his career and end up staying in Chicago, like, that's good. But I'm looking fast forwarding to the following season. If that season goes really poorly, he either gets out of Chicago or he's going to be a complete bust.
Yeah, and I'm just I'm really happy. I think Justin Fields I still say he was the most highest upside quarterback in the draft, and going to Chicago I think is a good spot for him. I think he's gonna sit for a little while. They've already announced that Andy's gonna be QB1.
I agree with that. Like, I 100% back that decision. Like I said, I think Justin Fields, if he does well, learning the system and working with these guys, will be a starter by week 6.
Oh yeah, definitely. The potential's there, and if Andy does well and they're playing well, and he gets to sit the whole year, I think that's even.
I think that's still fine. Yeah, I don't think there's any reason to rush a rookie quarterback. No, other positions, yeah, that's fine if you want to make them start their first year, because like in that kind of situation, yeah, in any position outside of the quarterback, you get better by doing. But in the quarterback standpoint, it's not about the doing, it's about the learning and the process into doing. So I think, the more games he sits, the better his career will inevitably be because of that. And Amanda says that Chicago trade with the Giants. Yeah, they got Kadarius Toney from that. I mean, I know that Amanda wasn't here last night for, our thoughts and stuff on that. I like the pick. I like the kid. That's your favorite receiver in the draft. So obviously you like that kid, but I'm just still a little on edge about that because of the contract that they gave Kenny Golladay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing. If you're struggling at receiver, you get some depth there, and then you can pick through it. That's
true, but like, you're gonna get a rookie making a rookie pay, and then you're gonna have a veteran that's making a lot of money. Which, yeah, when you say it like that, it makes sense. He's earned his money, but I just really think that they paid too much for him.
Yeah,
and I don't want to see that bite them in the ass because they decided to dump a bunch of money into one guy.
Stay with that Elijah Moore, wide receiver from Ole Miss.
Yeah, I definitely like Elijah Moore. I think it's a good pick for the Jets. I always say it, and it just might be because they're the Jets, and it might be because I just have never cared about that team. But, people go to the Jets to die, like I feel bad for Zach Wilson because who knows, he might have had a great career somewhere else, but the Jets just suck, so that's why they got him. But I'm going to go back to what I was saying yesterday. I think the Jets have done a really, really good job in this free agency, in this offseason, and now in the draft. I think they're drafting really smart. And, this gives me hope that Zach Wilson won't be dead by the end of the season because he's going to be the starter. They don't have anyone else.
Yes, I I think they're good. They're all their eggs are in one basket with, and you know what? And a lot of teams have used the same pattern. Hey, you draft your quarterback first, and then you draft your wide receiver second. And they're going by the same pattern that's been used by teams for a while to try to.
Yeah, but they had another first round pick. They got that offensive lineman from USC.
Yeah.
So they didn't even jump to wide receiver. They got quarterback, protection for the quarterback, and then a weapon for the quarterback. Oh. I really am happy with the way that they have drafted thus far.
I agree. This one was kind of the next one's kind of a shock to me, and not because of the guy's talent, because Javonte Williams from North Carolina is a very Nick Chubb-esque running back. He was the best running back in the ACC last year, and that's with Travis Etienne being in that class. But I did not see that. I didn't see a running back going to Denver in that spot.
Well, if you're going to be if you want to consider why they did that, they did lose a running back in the offseason. Philip Lindsay is now a Houston Texan, I believe, and there goes his career too. Sorry, dude, that team is awful. That they're going to be the team that goes 0-17 this year. But I don't think it's a bad idea because they drafted smart in the first round. They got that Patrick Surtain. And that was what the cornerback position was the highest on their draft board. And they have to have someone other than Melvin Gordon is their running back now.
Yep.
Yeah, he's good, but you can't just have
injury
one.
Prone.
Yeah, that too, injury prone. So I think this was a good pickup for Denver as well. They're holding off on the quarterback, so they better hope what they want is working out because they wanted to draft a quarterback.
God, if Aaron Rodgers ends up in the AFC West, how much the winning that division is going to mean towards your playoff hopes.
Oh yeah,
you can the writing's on the wall. You can see because John Elway will do what he has to get it. Obviously, that is the biggest potential. That was the first rumor that came out as soon as Rodgers said he wanted to quit. Rodgers is kind of whiny. John Elway is kind of whiny. It's like a match made in heaven. Wow, just think. Oakland's going to be the trash can of that division, but they were going to be.
I already said that was going to happen, and that's not even being a Raider hater.
If I was to draft a running back this go around, Javonte Williams would have been in my top 5. I can't argue that he's a good running back. He's definitely a tough runner. If he can produce like Nick Chubb, then he's going to be fantastic. Slipping on down to the Dolphins at 36, Javon Holland out of Oregon.
I think that's a good pickup. I'm honestly, I'm surprised that this is the first safety to go.
Yeah.
But Miami's they have plenty of draft picks to last the rest of the time that they're a team. So, I think this is a good pickup because Brian Flores is very defense heavy. And that's why they did so well last year. And they lost a couple pieces in the offseason due to cap space and, whatnot. So I think he's just filling in the pieces that he had to let go. And, this guy, he's 6'1", 201 pounds. He's kind of quick. Good hands. So I think he will do well within the defense that he has created in the last couple years.
Yeah, I think that's a great pick for Miami. Miami's really their defense is improving. They're doing what they need to do to be competitive within their division. And
to be fair, this division is just becoming how the Chiefs division is a high scoring. You need a good defense to survive that division, and Brian Flores was already rebuilding that defense from the day he walked in the building. And so I think he's going to stay true to that and keep building on it and doing whatever he can to improve it. So I think going safety in the draft is not bad at all.
Philadelphia Eagles at 37 go Landon Dickerson from Alabama.
Smart choice. You need to keep Jalen Hurts or Joe Flacco or whoever ends up being their starting quarterback alive. Carson Wentz was the most sacked quarterback last year, and he didn't even play the whole season. So,
yeah, that's something they needed to do. It's not flashy. It's not big. It's not. But
it's regardless of the person. They added a body there, and that's what I think was a good
solid rebuilding mode move.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I feel like Philadelphia is going to flourish now that Carson Wentz isn't there. I mean, they're the NFC East, so it's hit or miss on how well they'll do. I know that it's always competitive within the division for sure, and you don't want your division rival to kill your quarterback, so protect him.
Yeah, I'm not getting to keep up much with the chat. I know Amanda, she's killing it over there in chat because I'm reading draft boards and watching other as it goes by. But thanks for chatting it up a little bit. Keep on going down. This one made me mad because I did not want the Bengals to trade their pick, but it all turned out fairly decent, and they ended up with 2 extra 4th-round picks. So tomorrow, I guess I get to be excited about that. But Bill Belichick,
until they draft a kicker and a running back or something stupid. Yeah, no, I'm not happy about this. Like, yes, more picks is good because you got more chances to get it right. But within giving that pick, they gave up the guy 2 or 3 of the guys I wanted them to get that went right after the Patriots pick.
Yeah, I mean, you and I both talked about it yesterday. That you were most high on Tevin Jenkins, and I like Liam Eichenberg, and that was.
And I mean, both of them would have been great picks. They were the closest to getting Panay, other than the guy that went to the Chargers. The closest to getting that guy that they could possibly get. I mean, everybody else probably is going to be fine, whoever they draft. But
yeah,
you wanted the guys you already knew stuff about that could actually, for a fact, is not going to get Joe Burrow killed.
But New England uses that pick effectively, and they get a pretty good run defender in Christian Barmore.
Yeah, I mean, I like this New England team. I think this is going to be a Tom Brady revenge tour year, and I think it's going to be hilarious. So I'm all for it. I'm all for this rebuild. I hate the New England Patriots because, my whole life I've spent watching freaking Tom Brady. So, but I like this rebuild. I like this team. I like what they're doing, and I'm ready to watch them play this year.
Me too. I think they're going to be exciting to watch. And then going down to 39, the Chicago Bears get Tevin Jenkins, who we both regarded as probably one of the better tackles in the draft. No argument.
He literally got ranked an A+ rating. What more can you say about that?
Oh yeah, and
you know what? So Detroit drafting Panay only got a B+ rating. Chicago drafting Tevin Jenkins got an A+ rating. This is what I'm saying. The only reason he got a B+ was because he sat a year and there's uncertainty. But that dude, there's nothing to be uncertain about that guy.
Nope. Wholeheartedly agree. I'm heartbroken that he's not in Cincinnati. Atlanta Falcons take Richie Grant from the University of Central Florida, I believe.
I'm going to be real honest. When they announced that pick, I literally said, who is Richie Grant?
Yeah. Well, UCF is an NFL producing college and always does seemingly well, but they never get the media attention. So you don't really get to see those guys until, here we go. Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, what's up, Sean? But anyway, he's a pretty good tackling defensive back. He plays the ball well. I'm indifferent. I'm going to say so.
It gave them an A+ rating for that pick. So, I mean, anybody you pick for Atlanta on defense is going to be good at this point. They're probably going to give an A+ every defensive pick they have.
Right.
So,
yeah, I mean, I don't know.
So this kid Detroit picked up. They went O-line, then D-line. I'm not even going to try to say his name. I think that was a good pick for them.
On was Zurich.
Yeah, I'm not even going to try.
We'll call him Levi and go about it from there.
Levi is good with me. 6'3", 288-pound D lineman. I mean, what more can you ask for in a second-round draft pick?
Yeah, I mean, definitely another Washington Husky. You know, they seem to produce quite a few NFL players anymore. But yeah, I agree. It's I think Detroit's in the trenches doing the right things. I mean, what can you say? And then back to my inevitable dream going down the toilet. Liam Eichenberg going to Miami. I was still hoping that that's who ended up in Cincinnati, but oh well.
Well, you know, it's a good pick for them. Especially, you know, with both quarterbacks that they have on their roster currently are relatively mobile. And so, you know, you need someone to stand up in front of him when they're scrambling around the backfield. Any offensive line pickup for Miami is going to be a good choice.
Yeah, I mean, and then, well, and here we're back to the dumpster fire, which is the Raiders.
You know, this is actually not a bad pick for them.
Yeah, I know, but
they are 100% a dumpster fire, and I hate them. But you know, I applaud this pick.
I mean, he's very highly regarded. Trayvon Moehrig.
He got an A+ rating also.
Yeah, that's I guess it was needed. I guess when you may have Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert in your division, you better have defensive backs.
I mean, dudes who can be a hawk on the ball. Because that pass game, especially with Aaron Rodgers, if he does end up a Denver Bronco, that pass game in that division is going to be insane. You know, Patrick Mahomes just got a brand new O-line. He's going to be able to throw the ball whenever and wherever he wants. And so you need dudes in the middle and back of the defense to be able to hunt down balls. And so this is the first smart move they've made in the offseason.
Yeah, I mean, they really pissed away the first round.
I mean, they did need an offensive lineman, you know, but if they wanted to draft that guy, which I'm not saying that guy's bad, but he would have been there in later rounds, like 100%.
He would have been there. He would have been there at 43.
Yeah, he would have been there now. They could have got a better safety or anybody else. So, like, you know, if they wanted an offensive lineman in the first round, they should have traded up and got a better guy that they, you know, wanted. You know, not just what was left.
Oh, I agree wholeheartedly. Kelvin Joseph going to Dallas. Don't care.
Don't care, but good for them, you know, for doing what they need to on defense. All they really need is on the offensive side is an offensive line. And other than that, their only issues really lie within the defense. I mean, you might want to draft a running back because Zeke's getting washed up, but I think he'll perform better with Dak being back. So,
you know, next pick is a little bit interesting. You know, when you get into to Jacksonville. They take Walker Little, who's from Stanford, and the thing about this dude is he is very multi-purpose. He can play almost all the positions on the O-line.
He's also 6'7" and 320 pounds.
Yeah.
What a big boy, dude.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully Trevor can throw over him.
I mean, Trevor's 6'6", so he's a big boy too. I didn't realize he was that tall until yesterday.
Okay, well, man, and back.
Finally, we get to Cincinnati. They're draft down. She's talking about Zeke. Yeah, dude, that kid. You know, Zeke was good for a little while, but this year he had more fumbles than he did touchdowns. So, like,
yeah, and he got beat to death. He's like a rented mule.
Yeah, and I mean, he couldn't catch balls anymore. He couldn't run the ball. He couldn't do nothing. He didn't even attempt to block for his quarterback because he hated Andy Dalton along with the rest of them, which there's no reason to hate the Red Rocket. It's not his fault he's been knocked stupid in Cincinnati for 10 years or 8 years.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I I'm just still glad that Cincinnati did draft an offensive lineman.
Yeah, I mean, he's a Cincinnati boy too, I think. Like he's from Cincinnati or from Ohio,
See,
so
I didn't know that. I just knew he played at Clemson.
yeah, he played at Clemson, but I think they said he was from like the Ohio, Cincinnati area. So
Okay.
I think they lean towards him. You know, I mean, they had plenty of guys left to choose from, but I think that's why they lean towards him.
Uh, San Diego or LA Chargers. Why do I always want to say the old place?
Well, you still call the Washington football team the Redskins, and I'm the Washington football team name has started to grow on me.
Ugh. Anyway, San Diego gets Asante Samuel out of Florida State.
Great pick. Great pick. That's all I have to say. Great pick. It was just the same thing we were talking about with the Raiders drafting in a safety. You need someone in the backfield. This kid's really good. Smart pick. Chargers have been drafting really smart in the draft as well. And which they need to because they have a quarterback going into a second year who is already at that level. He just needs to learn a couple things and, a little more protection and help and obviously the defensive side. But all in all, they I don't know if it's the new head coach or what, but like they're moving in the right direction again.
49ers take offensive lineman Aaron Banks from Notre Dame.
Smart move.
It's definitely helps their plan going forward.
So I'm assuming they've got Trey Lance and they've got Jimmy G, that they're going to keep Jimmy G, let him play his contract out, and then let Trey Lance play. Because that kid, he as talented as he is, he's not a week one starter this year. There's no way. He needs some time.
And I'll go out and say it right now. If they make him a week one starter, they may ruin his NFL career.
Agreed. Yeah. And so I think, Jimmy G is really accident prone here lately. And so drafting O-line is probably a good idea.
Back to, you slip down to 49. The Arizona Cardinals draft Rondale Moore out of Purdue.
I'm really surprised they went wide receiver, but Jesus Christ, that was just like along the lines of when I told you the other day if they drafted Kyle Pitts, they were in the Super Bowl. This is pretty close to saying that again.
Yeah, I can't believe this dude slips this far in the draft. I guess needs of the NFL teams were not as much at wide receiver this year, but he slipped all the way to 49, and he was a phenomenal wide receiver. He's got 4.3 speed.
Yeah, this kid, I mean, good job. You were going to put him with some of the greats. He already has plenty of veteran talent to learn from. And so he's got AJ, whether he is good or not this year. He's got D-Hop, who is still, in my opinion, top 3 best receiver in the NFL right now, or ever, honestly.
Larry Fitzgerald's still there, right?
He hasn't said if he's retiring or not. And I think that might have been another reason they went ahead and went receiver just in the off chance because they got Christian Kirk too. They got a lot of receivers, and so Larry Fitzgerald might be hanging up the cleats. We don't know. Plus, AJ Green, who knows if he'll play after this year?
Yeah, I mean, and that's true. He's looking for a contract. If he has a great year, they may give him 2 years, but if not, he may hang it up. I mean, it's possible.
That's what I'm saying. So I think it's smart to draft a young, fast, good receiver. Just as a backup plan, because you got a couple guys up there in age and uncertain of their future.
Right. So the Giants draft Azeez Ojulari.
I mean, they needed somebody on defense because, as much as I hate Daniel Jones, defense is, what loses games at the same time. I'm not putting all of the weight on Daniel Jones and saying that's why they lose every game. Or not every game, they did win games, but I am going to applaud anyone who takes an edge in the draft.
Oh, sure. And and most of the draft grades for that pick was pretty high. I think that's probably a low A or a high B for sure. So you
Oh
can't.
yeah, they gave him an A- for this. And he played for Georgia, and Georgia's really good on the defensive side. It's kind of like Ohio State. 90% of the time you draft an Ohio State player for their defense. You don't usually go after offensive.
Other than Justin Fields, have we seen a Buckeye?
No, that's what I'm saying.
That's
Because
kind of
there's
weird,
not.
right? Because
That's
usually they got cornerbacks that are going unless they're all underclassmen and coming back next year.
Yeah, see, I think next year or the year after, because they took a hit. The year last year when Chase Young went, he wasn't the only one that went. He was just the number one that went. So, it's just like LSU this year. They did get a couple pieces just because of opt-outs last year. But the year of Joe Burrow, they had nine people go in the draft. Then they had like hardly any this time in comparison. It's the same thing. Ohio State and LSU had their year last year when their old team went to the draft.
Yeah, I mean the
Yes,
dumpster.
yeah,
What?
right here. A few took that extra year of eligibility that the NCAA offered. Yeah, see, like I think that's what happened in Ohio State. I mean, Justin Fields, he was ready to go, which I don't blame him. And I think the only reason Trevor Lawrence waited until this year to go is because he knew he couldn't be the number one draft pick. There was no chance.
Right. For sure. I'm clicking through something right now. But yeah, and I mean, the NFC East, if you improve just a little, you've got a chance in that division. I mean, I know Washington looks like they're headed for the top of it this year, but just improving your team a little bit from how closely matched everybody was last year, small moves can make that division more winnable for sure.
I still am on the train. I think Washington's going to win at least 10 games this year.
Yeah, I mean that's possible. I just don't like Daniel Jones at New York.
New York people don't like Daniel Jones in New York. Literally, Amanda right here is a New York Giants fan. Nobody likes Daniel Jones, except for Eli Manning was like, yeah, I think the guy's got a lot of potential. And I was like, you're only saying that because you had to retire.
So, but yeah, like I'm not that division just needs a lot of help. But anybody that makes small gains has got a pretty good opportunity.
100%. I never think there's a bad time to improve your defense.
Well, a lot of teams win with defense. I mean, that's look at Belichick.
Look at Tom Brady and the Bucks through the playoffs this year.
Yeah, same format. It's defense first. I mean, really, defense first. Don't turn the ball over. I mean, it's a good model for winning. It's worked for 40 some years.
Yeah.
Moving on down, we go from the Giants to the Washington football team, and
picked up O-line. Think it's smart still. Never, it goes hand in hand with. There's never a bad time to fix your defense. There's never a bad time to make your offensive line better, unless it's already perfect, like the Raiders before they started picking it apart in the offseason. So one thing I'll give them is literally the Raiders had a perfect O-line. No one was touching Derek Carr. And then they got rid of a bunch of them in the offseason, and, now he's going to get his ass handed to him.
Yeah, and then going on down, I think it's a really, really, really good pick. And I did not want to see this guy in the AFC North, but the Cleveland Browns get linebacker Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah.
We were talking about this yesterday. Linebacker is when you're fixing a defense is the key piece. And, they've already got their D-line made with Clowney and Garrett. And
their secondary is pretty good, too.
I mean, yeah, their secondary, they've improved in the offseason, but I think this guy is going to be an instant starter. He's going to help improve the defense tremendously. That makes me worried for the Cincinnati Bengals. Not saying that Joe Burrow can't work around good defenses, but we'll see.
I'm Stefanski is he's not he's winning my heart as a coach and making me frustrated for what I have.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I was saying it all year last year that Stefanski was like how I felt about I always forget his name when I try to think of it. Oh, Sean McDermott in Buffalo. I'm putting them hand in hand right now. Like I don't know who I like more at the moment, and they've both turned these two teams around tremendously, and they're just making everything better. And so, like, I applaud both of those guys.
Yeah, I really think Cleveland is taking the right steps. Stefanski's making the right picks. Um, I don't think Cleveland fans they have a lot to be excited for.
I mean, they already did, with last year's season, so it's just going to roll over. And I think big things are coming for them.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. Tennessee Titans take tackle Dylan Reduns.
I wish I could even speak on behalf of the Tennessee Titans. I mean, I gave my piece yesterday when they drafted cornerback, and I said it's smart. They got rid of Malcolm Butler. They needed to fix that position. Uh, you know, they got Derrick Henry, so they could never stop improving their O line to keep that man trucking. Even though I don't even think he needs a line, he just runs over people.
Yeah,
So yeah, I mean, good pickup, solid pickup. I mean, I'm not going to like be like, yeah, that was the best pick in the draft. That was the best pick in the second round. That was, I'm indifferent.
good enough. Here we go with another one. Indianapolis Colts select Dio
Dude,
OD bingo.
so this is insane to me. They lost that playoff game against Buffalo, and basically their defense lost it. I mean, their offense wasn't great, but they still were trying to go hand in hand with the Buffalo offense. But it came down to they needed to stop Josh Allen. So the first two picks they have in the draft, they draft two edges. I, I applaud them for that. They saw the problem, they want to fix it.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to try to fix a problem, you know what? If you fix one problem in the draft, I don't got. What was it last year? I expected after they picked Joe Burrow, I expected Cincinnati to go linebacker because the middle of the field was where they hurt. And then they go wide out and T Higgins. I'm not going to argue with that pick, and then finally go in the third round. But you're right. If you get three or four of the same position, you have a better chance of picking a winner.
Yeah, 100%. And so, and even if only one of them's good, you still got him. And if both of them are good, you got two edges.
I don't know that the next pick makes Pittsburgh better, but Pat Freiermuth from Penn State.
Okay, so I think this is a good pick. I don't like talking good about Pittsburgh, but their veteran wide receiver is 24 years old and a third string receiver. Let's start with that. And then they got Chase Claypool, who's probably going to turn into their number one because he's better than Juju. It's just his attitude I can't deal with. But attitude, personality aside, he's probably going to end up being the number one, with Juju being the number two. And then whatever that dude, the third wide receiver they had this year, he dropped more balls than he caught. I think if you can get a tight end that's good enough to catch balls, the way they're built is going to help that team. Just like I think them drafting a running back in the first round is going to improve that team. I think running back and tight end is, a big part of their offense they needed to fix. And so, as much as I don't like to speak on behalf of Pittsburgh, I think this was a good idea. There's not a lot of tight ends that have been mentioned in this draft, but you got to take what you can get. And I think this is a good filler in the tight end spot. They needed someone else there. They needed a bigger guy who can catch balls. That's not their running back. And so they can't put that workload on him. I still think Pittsburgh's going to finish last in the division, irregardless. They're too much of a mess right now, but I'm not going to say that this is a bad pick.
I think it's a good pick for my brain. My brain says it's a good pick for a different reason. I think it's a good pick because you're right, they do need a tight end, but in my brain, they really need a quarterback. And also,
oh yeah, but they're not going to do that.
Didn't they have two offensive linemen retire this year?
Pouncy.
And then they lost one to free agency, right? I know they lost 2 off the O-line, and then they lost – did they lose T.J. Watt?
No.
But
No, because TJ was trying to recruit JJ.
They lost 2 off that offensive line, and Roethlisberger's just going to get murdered this year. I think the plan is to kill him and collect on insurance.
I mean, they got 3 other quarterbacks on their roster, so they can pick whoever they want to fill in if he gets hurt.
Dwayne Haskins for the win.
Or whatever his fucking stupid face, Mason Rudolph.
Yeah, I don't like him either. He's definitely a Pittsburgh guy.
He's a Pittsburgh guy, so that's why I think they kept him. He can play with the offense they have, and that's another reason I think they kept him. And they needed him as a backup plan in case Dwayne Haskins is even worse there than he was in Washington.
So do you think a potentially good number 2 receiver by the name of Dwayne Eskridge makes Russell Wilson happy in Seattle?
No. I literally opened Twitter about 2 seconds after they announced that pick, and I don't even know who the account was, but the top tweet at the very top said, "I am no longer a Seahawks fan." No, dude. He wants an offensive line. I feel like Green Bay needs to take this guy and just give Seattle the cornerback they picked up in the first round. They just need to trade because why do they have good receivers? They got Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf. Like, why? Why did you draft a wide receiver when you know what your quarterback wants and what your quarterback needs? He's tired of getting hit. Can you blame him?
No, I mean,
you wonder why he wanted to go to the Raiders. I just told you they had the perfect offensive line before offseason kicked off.
Interesting pick, local pick. The Los Angeles Rams select Tutu Atwell.
No, I want to go back to that Seahawks pick. Not only did they pick a wide receiver, but this dude is 5'9".
Oh, that's what we were talking about earlier. It's another short wide out.
He's 5'9" and not even 200 pounds, so he couldn't even really be a running back.
He's a slot at best.
Yeah. And I mean, it's not like they need a number 1 or number 2 because they've got those guys. But, are you just going to hold on to this dude as a backup plan in case both of your receivers get killed? Because, there's no way that I can see that guy getting as much play time as the other dudes.
I agree. And to me, it's another one of those places that is starting to irk me to even talk about. Because, I mean, I don't like talking about Pittsburgh. I really don't like talking about Seattle.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like the Rams doing this was better than Seattle doing this with that kid from Louisville.
I agree.
I wish Colin was in here because he could tell us everything you need to know about that guy. But, I mean, he's also 5'9", and he weighs 25 pounds less than the dude Seattle took. What, are you trying to be Tyreek Hill? Not every dude who's short and fast can be Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, it takes a special short and fast guy to be good in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, that's why you don't see very many of them.
Right.
Yeah, and they're hating on Devontae Smith and making him go down in the rankings for being, 5'11", and but you're not talking about these dudes people are taking that are 5'9". I got nothing against short people. Look at me. I'm not even 5 feet tall. But come on.
I want to keep on going with this because we got 2 rounds to go through today. Near and dear to your heart, Kansas City Chiefs select Nick Bolton out of Missouri for a linebacker spot.
Honestly, I'm pretty hyped up about this. I had no idea which direction they were going to take in their first pick of the draft. I've seen so many mock drafts that everyone was convinced in the second round they were going tight end. Or if they had a first-round pick, they were going tight end. And I didn't quite understand that because they just re-signed Blake Bell not too long ago, and obviously they have Travis Kelce. I mean, it doesn't hurt to have a third tight end, but why would you draft a tight end if you're not going to get Kyle Pitts? Unless you're, like Pittsburgh or someone like that who doesn't really have one, a big one, someone like Kansas City or like San Francisco, why would you draft a tight end? So I did not understand all these mock drafts I've been watching, but going linebacker first is kind of huge to me. Like, they've got their offense, they've got their offensive line, and they've got their quarterback. Their defense is already good, and they've already added pieces in the offseason. But like we said, if you want to make a defense better, work your way through the middle and then think about the other guys. Linebacker is the perfect first draft. And this was a Missouri boy, so he's not going far. He's probably already a Chiefs fan. And, everything's just going to work well with this guy. Welcome Nick Bolton to the Chiefs kingdom because I'm excited to have you.
Right on. And another, Carolina stepping up and taking a guy that everybody was kind of talking about, we thought might end up in Cincinnati as well, and that's Terrace Marshall from LSU.
Yeah, I wanted Terrace Marshall, and we got Jamar Chase. And, complaining about something like that sounds like, getting a Nike when you wanted a Skechers. Like, I feel like that's how people are viewing that. And I'm not knocking on Skechers because they are comfortable work shoes. With that being said, I like Terrace Marshall, and I feel like he has a higher success rate chance over Jamar Chase. No matter what teams either of them ended up in. I just felt like Terrace Marshall is what everyone expects Jamar Chase to be. Both guys are talented. I just think at the end of the day, and however many years both these guys play, Terrace Marshall will end up with better statistics unless they just go off in Cincinnati this year.
New Orleans Saints draft Pete Warner from Ohio State.
I'm fine with that. I'm still really weird about the Saints drafting right now. So, I don't know. I'm weird about it, but, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I don't have much else to say. He's well coached. He's gonna succeed at the NFL level.
I really like the next pick.
Yeah, Carlos Basham out of Wake Forest.
Dude, they already drafted one defensive piece who is going to be a monster there.
You see what their intention is, right?
They already know they've got the offense. They already know that. So what are they doing? Exactly what Indianapolis is doing right now. Beefing up that defensive line. Dude, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. They already were. And I warned everyone last year, and everyone said, oh, no. But I knew for a fact they were, and look what they did. Cubs lost to the Reds 6-8. Gotta hate the Cubs.
Yeah, that comeback in the ninth was a little bit rough. We'll talk a little bit about that as soon as we get through this second round. How's that sound?
Yeah, we could take a break after the second round, so we're getting close.
Green Bay Packers select Josh Myers from Ohio State center.
You know what? Aaron Rodgers is getting old. You might as well protect him if you're not going to draft a wide receiver.
They ain't protecting Aaron Rodgers. They're protecting Jordan Love because Aaron Rodgers probably won't be there.
Yeah, well, you know what? If you got a young quarterback, you want to keep him healthy too. Looking at you, Cincinnati. Looking at you.
Back to the deal. Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay, I'm going to start off with any dude whose first name is Creed. I want him. That's awesome. That's the coolest part about that deal. This dude's name is Creed. Second of all, they already got a monster O-line, and now they're drafting his backup. These guys' backups in case they hurt their back or, something happens.
Don't you think it's just as important to break your O-line guys in a little slower instead of putting them out there for multiple snaps and getting them hurt in their rookie season against seasoned defensive linemen in the NFL?
Yeah, I think Andy Reid's a genius. He will go down as one of the best coaches to ever do it.
Let's finish up this god-awful second round. Kyle Trask to Tampa Bay, which we talked about a little bit.
Dad, we talked about it, but we're live and no one heard us talk about it.
That's probably true.
No one heard us. It's 100% true. My dogs.
Yeah, well, you know how it is. It's not
Well,
about
you say that after every pick, but no one's heard us, so no one knows that we've talked about it.
I'm just in my brain.
You're just assuming that everyone that listens to us thinks that we rehearse.
Oh no.
That's what you basically just said.
Tampa Bay selects Kyle Trask for the University of Florida at quarterback.
Honestly, I bet he's the happiest quarterback in the draft right now.
Oh, for sure. I mean,
Like, I don't think it was Tampa Bay's best choice, but it doesn't hurt. They don't have a backup.
and definitely, having him for 4, maybe 5. Does the second round get the same 5th-year option? I don't think they do they?
I know they'll at least get a couple years.
I think they get 4. No 5th-year option, but I think they get 4. And just closing out, Cincinnati Reds win 8-6. They have a little bit of a hiccup in the top of the 9th and in the 7th. I'm assuming that's reliever issues, which we've had for a while. But it's always nice to beat the Cubs.
God hates the Cubs. Everyone fly the L. Wait, hang on. I got a good song. I got a good song to play.
Less than 15 seconds.
Less than 15 seconds for what?
Playing music.
Who cares? It's our live stream.
Yeah. Well,
And it's not a real song. It's something someone made up.
Okay.
Oh, freaking ads. Ruining my life.
Oh.
Hang on.
Cubs lose again. And the season's over.
But far and away, the most obnoxious fans in baseball, the Chicago Cubs. Oh, Billy Goat.
Oh, he dropped the ball. I tell you what, anybody blame a goat for that long a loser? That's silly.
Think so?
I know so.
Playoffs are underway. Well, you better get ready for a real short stay. Hey, Chicago, your team is gay. The Cubs are gonna lose today. We're singing, choke, Cubs, choke. What a joke. Hey, Chicago, shed your tears. Same results in a different year. It's not bad luck. The Cubs just suck. Hey, Chicago, what do you say? Blowing games since 1908. They blame a goat that came to Wrigley. They've got the worst fans in the National League. Their stadium's old and it smells like pee. Just come on down and you will see. You'll see them choke, Cubs choke. What a joke. Hey, Chicago, you dropped the ball. I know who's going home this fall. It's not bad luck. The Cubs just suck. Hey, Chicago, it's just the norm. And what is with those uniforms? World Series time is here again. Unless you are a Cubbies fan. So clap your hands and stomp your feet. If you love to see the Cubs get beat. Choke, Cubs, choke.
You suck.
What a joke. Hey, Chicago, you've been cursed. You'll always leave the playoffs first. It's not bad luck. The Cubs just suck. Hey, Chicago, final out. You'll stuff your face with brats and kraut. Choke, Cubs, choke. What a joke. Hey, Chicago, what do you say? Even your theme song is gay. It's not bad luck. The Cubs just suck. Hey, Chicago, have no fear. There'll be more games to lose next year.
You know, everyone is hung up on this 100-year thing, and it needs to stop. 100 years isn't so long. The Cretaceous period. Now that's long. A weekend in a 2-room vacation cottage with your mother-in-law. That's long. The thirsty fella waiting and waiting for the Budweiser truck to come rumbling into town to quench his thirst. Waiting and waiting. Now that's long. 100 years is nothing.
That's kind of cool to hear Harry Carey.
Dude, that's my favorite song.
That tribute goes out to you, Mark, wherever you are tonight.
Crying in his bedroom.
Yeah, you know he was praying for that comeback in the 9th inning. But when you're down 8-2 going into that inning, or 8-4 going into that inning, it's tough to come all the way back.
Facts.
I got to see what happened to which pitcher screwed up the most. But I don't.
I'm not entirely sure. Because I
see.
didn't get to actually watch any of it but like one inning, and it was right before they started hitting dinger after dinger.
Jose De Leon gave up 2 runs. Carson Fulmer gave up 2 runs, and Wade Miley gave up 2 runs. Sims and Antone come in for the hold and the save.
Yeah, I knew that Miley only gave up 2.
You know what? At least, we haven't seen Amir Garrett, so hopefully he's getting his mind right.
I mean, Amir Garrett pitched against the Dodgers and held them for the inning.
Yeah, they had to get him a spot in there where, they got to get his confidence back up.
I mean, he pitched well.
But anyway, I'll take a win any way we can get it.
I think the best thing that happened in this game, other than them beating the Cubs, is Senzel getting that home run. I think that was really important for his confidence as well. I think he's going to start batting better. I mean, he already did. He played that game that they lost against the Dodgers. He was like the only guy who got a hit. He got 4 hits. And so I think he's slowly finding his place where he needs to be back in the batting rotation.
But congratulations, Joey Votto, on your 300th home run. Sorry I missed it and couldn't record it, but I was watching the draft. Anyway, be frustrated at the draft, but
you don't have to watch the draft. You could have watched the baseball game and then had the draft on your phone.
I could have. You're right. But Joey Votto crushed that ball 420-some feet to right field. He hammered it and blew it out of the stadium. And then you're right. And then that home run that Nick Senzel hit was a laser shot home run. So I love seeing him come around. Everybody's playing fairly well on this team. It's nice to see. Even Suarez finally got a home run today, whose confidence was way down. He hadn't had but one.
Ever since that position change, he's kind of been on the low end.
I'm telling you that taking somebody out of their normal daily routine and making them do something different can affect other parts of their game.
Yeah, I mean, I got my jersey. It's coming.
Yeah?
My jersey's coming. You already know who it is.
I don't.
You don't?
Well, I mean, I'm not sure. I'm sure you picked a Winker jersey.
Duh. That's my brickin' boy.
A Winker, 1 for 4 today with 1 RBI.
I don't even care. He's my boy.
That's still good. Heck, there's nothing wrong with the way they play, with the way he's playing. He's playing fantastic baseball.
I was really sad he didn't get a hit in that Dodgers game to continue his streak of 13.
It's okay. You know what? I'm really happy. We're back to within 2 games of 500. We've got 11 wins. We moved ahead of Chicago in the standings, so we hit that skid, and now I think we're going to start playing some better baseball.
Yeehaw.
Oh, it was nice to see. But, Chris Bryant played well today for Chicago.
I mean, he had a home run in the first inning.
Yeah. I guess the draft in the second round, you know what? I think a lot of teams did pretty well in the second round. They put their thinking caps on and drafted what they needed mostly. There was a few head scratchers, but all in all, pretty fair. Going into this third round.
Oh, wait. We're on the mid. I know we talked baseball, and then we're going to jump back into it, but we might as well hit everything while we're here. the Chris Paul led the Suns to their first playoff. Like, they have secured their spot in the playoffs for the first time in like 15 years, 20 years. And that is very exciting to me.
Yeah, they're cruising along.
I don't know why it's not being talked about, and he's just not even in the conversation as for MVP this year, and I think he deserves it. He's led every team he's ever been in to the playoffs.
Oh yeah, I don't think he's ever won a championship, but he's due.
Yeah, and oh man, if he gets one with the Suns, that was still to this day the first and most loved NBA team I've ever had. I mean, I like Luka and the Mavs, but it's really hard for me to love Luka and the Mavs because I hate Texas sports for the most part. But I do love Luka and the Mavs, and they have made a tremendous comeback. They're just a couple of games behind the Lakers now, which LeBron should be back next week, and Anthony Davis is back, and so things might change. But irregardless, I'm happy. Also, yeah, this is my team on the East that is doing real good. Just because of Steve Nash, hence the whole Suns thing. That's why I like them, not because they just created a super team. But, yeah, they should take the number 1 seed. They all need to be healthy and stay healthy. If they can all 3 stay healthy, they are unbeatable for the most part. And so that was their biggest issue this entire season. They've only played maybe 10 games with all 3 of their big men up front. And I don't know, like, it makes a difference.
Agreed.
Yeah, I wish Mark was here right now, not only because I played the Choke Cubs Choke song, but he told me that Indiana was going far in the playoffs, and at this point, I think they are not in a secured playoff spot. They are getting close to being in the first 4 teams that play. And he told me that one guy coming back was going to be the game changer to make them go all the way. They're not going all the way. Yeah, see, they're in 9th. They're almost out of playoff contention.
Isn't there
completely
only 8 in the playoffs?
There's 6 for sure, and then 7, 8, 9, and 10 all play each other to get in.
Yeah, I like some of the players in the NBA, but I like individuals more than I like some of the teams. But yeah, the Pacers are on the outside looking in.
Yeah, look at Charlotte too. Even without LaMelo Ball, they have only continued to climb, and I'm excited for that team too. I mean, I know I've been talking about LaMelo a lot and the Charlotte Hornets, but man, that he made a big difference on that team and made them so much fun to watch. Like the rest of the world who gets excited about watching a healthy Lakers team, any of their all-star teams. That's how I feel watching LaMelo bring that, life to that Charlotte Hornets team. I'm not a fan. I mean, I'm a fan because I enjoy it, but I'm not a fan. Like, I'm not like rooting for them every single day. I just enjoy watching them play. Yeah, the Knicks, they've been doing really well. They did get their 9-game losing streak or winning streak snapped. But I don't think that takes away from the fact they're playing really good ball right now. There's a lot of teams sneaking up. I know Philadelphia secured their spot in the playoffs, which is well-deserved. Joel Embiid coming back from that injury. They were doing good even while he was out, but him coming back from that injury is making them one of those top dog teams.
Yeah, look at the teams on the outside looking in the West. San Antonio,
Golden
State, New Orleans, Sacramento. I mean, it's these are all teams that are normally competing.
I mean, especially Golden State with the fact that Steph Curry is playing his best ball the last 2-3 weeks. He's averaging over 40 points a game. Like, this dude has become a nightmare. And I watched them play the Mavs the other day, and they beat them by 30. They had the lowest scoring half in the entire season. They only had 25, 30 points at the halftime. They just killed Golden State, which, I mean, the Mavs are freaking awesome, but they didn't even have Porzingis. So they weren't even all the way healthy and kicked them into the ground. So I don't know what's going on with that Golden State team. I know Klay Thompson's out all season, and I don't like Steph Curry, so it's whatever to me. But, like they're a top dog team that is going nowhere at this point. They're just treading water trying to stay alive.
Yeah, but good for Phoenix. That's a win. There's a lot of teams in that Western Conference that I like to watch, at least a little bit. I like Phoenix. I like watching, I hate to say it, but I love watching Dallas. And the Clippers are really good too.
Yeah, the Clippers are kind of like the underrated Lakers. They're underrated, but they're, I think, better.
Well, let's jump on back and do some of this third round stuff, because this is now I'm looking over at the third round, and actually it's the first time I've actually paid any attention to it so far since we've been talking it up. So this is all going to be instantaneous. The Jacksonville Jaguars, Andre Cisco from Syracuse, defensive back.
Good pickup. I told you, like I said earlier when we first got on here tonight, that I think any pickup for Jacksonville is good at this point.
Yeah, they're in total rebuild mode. So if Urban Meyer is a defensive back guy, he knows what he's looking for. So that might be the reason why he's trying to be selective and get his corners. And hopefully hopefully it works out for him. And now we're back to quarterback time again. And the Vikings select Kellen Mond out of Texas A&M.
Honestly, it's not a bad pick, because who is Kirk Cousins' backup? Can you tell me off the top of your head?
No.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's my point.
It's always good to, picking a quarterback in the mid to late rounds to groom somebody is an economical way to find out if you've got somebody, and it makes a nice trade piece. If it's not somebody you want to keep, but was highly regarded coming out of college, you can develop a quarterback. Bill Belichick's done it for years.
This guy isn't even that bad either. He finished with 71 touchdowns, 27 interceptions.
Pretty
and
good.
I mean, he is very comparable to Kirk Cousins. Especially in college, I mean, and in Kirk Cousins' contract is only until through 2022. So it's something they have to start thinking about.
Yeah, I mean, and plus, it's an like I said, economics is really good for a team, and it's really good for a kid like that to get a chance to sit behind a seasoned starter, learn stuff, develop. It might find him a good contract going forward. A la the whiniest baby in the NFL, Aaron Rodgers, sitting behind Brett Favre.
Yep.
Davis Mills.
I was going to say the next pick's very interesting. I mean, this dude ran a 4.6. I mean, not a whole lot that I know, but he was kind of highly recruited out of high school, but he only had 11 starts because of knee injuries. I think that this is a guy that could have potential, that underrated potential. If we can basically just rule out that Deshaun Watson is not a factor in the Houston Texans this year. He's not going to play even if he's there. So we can rule that out completely. So they have Tyrod Taylor, which, I firmly believe Tyrod Taylor is going to be their starter week 1. This is a good guy to sit behind him and let him develop. And, as much as I hate the Houston Texans because they are complete idiots and they don't even deserve to be a team anymore, I'm happy for Tyrod Taylor because there was nothing standing in his way from actually starting this year. He was supposed to be a starter last year, and life just hates him. His medical doctor tried to kill him. And I was sad for him because I was excited that he was going to get a starting job and he was going to get to play a season. And then he played one game and almost died. So, he's probably going to almost die this year, but at least he's going to get that chance to be a starter and probably remain a starter for the entire season.
Yeah, I mean,
so if I'm happy for anyone, I'm happy for him. And this just gives him a backup in case, someone tries to kill him again.
Jalen Mayfield from Michigan goes to Atlanta
I kind of like that. Yeah, I kind of like that. Like this offensive tackle was projected to go in the first round, and so and I feel like he might end up being a guard instead of a tackle. But I think it's a good pickup for the Atlanta Falcons.
Agreed. Not flashy, but necessary. Another good pick. I knew the Bengals were going to go linebacker sooner or later. Joseph Asai out of Texas.
I like this. I mean, they got Trey Hendrickson. They lost Carl Lawson, Carlos Dunlap, and Gino. They gotta add pieces just because they lost pieces. It's just like pieces of the puzzle. One goes missing, you put one in there, whatever. I think this kid will have a good place there. I think he will be a day one starter. I think it's going to be all good for them. I don't think it's a bad pickup. You can't go wrong with linebacker.
That's Carolina Panthers select Brady Christensen. BYU, maybe? Or Washington.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
BYU. So this is the Panthers pick that they got from the Eagles. He did play from BYU. So it says Zach Wilson's left tackle could get a shot to reprise that role for Darnold by filling one of Carolina's biggest needs. So obviously it was just a top of the board kind of situation for the Panthers. So good pick. Keep Sam Darnold alive. He's too used to be getting the shit beat out of him. So
another defensive back from the Central Florida, Aaron Robinson, goes to the New York Giants.
Solid pick. Like I said, I don't love Daniel Jones. I never will. I don't think he could do anything to impress me at this point. So they signed Adoree Jackson in free agency. But I don't think this Robinson kid is great, but he is a piece that they can appreciate and make better. Being around people like Adoree Jackson. I think it's a solid pickup. I'd give it a solid 7 or 8 out of 10.
Yeah, it's a B.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's a high C, low B, but still a B irregardless. Like, I think that he will be effective on the team.
There's not many A's left. Just look at it that way.
Yeah, we're late in the third round, so no one's going to be 100% A+ player unless you get one of those players who ended up being like Tom Brady, going 199th and winning 7 Super Bowls. There's always those players that'll come out in the late rounds and shine that you don't expect to. So he could be that. He couldn't. It's too soon to tell, but I don't think this is a bad pickup for New York.
Agreed. Aleem McNeil, defensive tackle, North Carolina State, to the Detroit Lions.
I mean, they beefed up their offensive line. They're beefing up their defensive line with 2 different pieces on that line. So, good pick. They are rebuilding, and their defense is just as important as their offense in a rebuild.
Here's another one of them small schools coming through. Milton Williams. Where are we at here? There. Philadelphia Eagles select Milton Williams. I think he's from Louisiana Tech. But they always seem to produce NFL players. And there's another one right there for the defensive line.
Yeah, I like this for Philadelphia because they lost Vinny Curry and Malik Jackson this spring. So they have to rebuild their D-line. And, might as well go for it in the draft.
Heck yeah. Washington football team, and I can't say the guy's last name, but Benjamin St. Juste for Minnesota Golden Gophers.
Yeah, I like this cornerback better than the Giants cornerback, and not because of the teams, but because of the person it is specifically. I mean, this is a big dude. He's 6'3". He's 202 pounds. I just like him. He's built more like a wide receiver, but if you got a wide receiver build on your defense, he's going to match up with wide receivers a lot better than, a normal corner who's a little bit shorter. So I like this pick. I like this guy's build. I could see him being a wide receiver and getting moved positions if, they think he can catch balls well enough. But, I mean, if he's an interception fiend, they'll just keep him on the defense.
Yep. Dallas Cowboys picked the defensive lineman, Osa. I can't say his name.
Do it. Say it.
Odegiuza Azua from
You
UCLA.
tried. I mean, this dude, he had like 11 sacks in the last couple years. And so, I guess, solid pick.
Just trying to rebuild that defense was horrible. So.
Oh, completely. Oh, god awful.
New Orleans Saints pick up a cornerback, Paulson Adebo.
From Stanford, yeah. He was an all Pac-12 in 18 and 19. He's good. I think he will immediately have an impact. If not a starting role, he'll be heavily competing for a starting role. I just don't understand why they haven't even attempted an offensive piece yet. And any position on the offense, O-line, wide receiver, tight end, they don't necessarily need a running back, but I don't know. It's weird to me.
Keep on moving. And then this one I felt was interesting because I seen the kid play. Josh Palmer from Tennessee going to San Diego as another wideout. I wouldn't necessarily call him a weapon. I
think he'd be a good number 3 receiver.
And that's what he should be as a first-year player. So, yeah, I agree. It's probably a good pick. It definitely adds some speed. San Diego looks like they're doing the right things.
It's Los Angeles.
God dang it. You just can't break me of that.
Well, I'm not trying to, but I'm going to correct you.
Yeah, it's fine. Minnesota Vikings select linebacker Chaz Surratt from North Carolina Tar Heels.
I don't think that's a bad pick, really. We've been on this linebacker train the whole 2 days.
Yeah, it's always a spot that needs filled. You've got 3 different positions that play there. You've got to be able to pass rush. You got to be able to stop the run. It's very multi-talented guys that you have to put there. And an interesting
thing about this guy, he used to be a quarterback.
And so he's got the speed and probably the size, but he is definitely going to play the linebacker role for Minnesota. And you know what? Mike Zimmer's a defensive wizard. So,
yeah, kudos. I appreciate Mike Zimmer.
Heck yeah. Now the Raiders come in with 2 picks in a row. They pick a defensive end and a defensive back. And
I'm okay with this.
Rebuilding their defense is really important. Let's see how it turns out. I don't really once we get this far down, I don't have a lot of opinions, to be honest.
So this comment on it said he had 13 sacks over the past 2 years and is a needed pressure player for a team that must combat Mahomes and Justin Herbert twice a year. See, that's what I'm saying. Like the defensive end, he's a good pickup for sure. The defensive back used to be a wide receiver. He's 6'3", 226 pounds. I think he'll likely be closer to like a half safety, half linebacker type deal. I don't think, the name defensive back will stick. I think he will be one of those interchangeable position players. All in all, it's good pickup. High scoring offenses within the division. You need a good defense and guys who can move around on the ball fairly well.
So keep on going forward. The Miami Dolphins take a tight end and Hunter Long.
Honestly, I'm fine with this. I don't know much about this Hunter Long. I know that he caught 57 passes last year. Him with Mike Gesicki, I think will be good if they, can work with 2 tight ends on the field. Especially if one of them is able to block and then catch off the block. There's a lot of options when you have 2 decent tight ends on the field. So Miami's just done nothing but kill it. I have no complaints with anything they've done in terms of their organization. They're trying to be top dogs this year. I don't think they're going to top Buffalo, but they're going to be very close. I could see them being in the playoffs.
Could happen. Carolina Panthers. Oh, wait. I
No, Washington.
Dwami Brown, wide receiver from North Carolina.
I mean, they already have Terry McLaurin, Curtis Samuel, Logan Thomas. So, well, Logan Thomas is tight end, but still, like, I think they're just adding, this guy had consecutive 1,000-yard seasons with North Carolina. So I feel like he's going to be a good pickup, even if he doesn't end up being a first or second receiver. Just being there and able to catch balls, he's going to be instantly effective.
Well, you know what? And just challenging the top guys for a starting position makes them better. So
yeah, and I mean, I am a Terry McLaurin fan. I like that guy.
Yeah, I mean, you just got, you bring in pieces to challenge for positions. That's fantastic because not all of them are going to, it makes them work harder, makes them better. I am all about it. Tommy Tremble, tight end from Notre Dame, goes to Carolina.
I think he will be more of a blocking tight end for Carolina.
Think they're going to fade more towards the run game then?
No, not necessarily, but I'm just saying, like, this is a big dude, and he played for Notre Dame, and so he's used to being in that kind of role for a run game. But, I think he will be effective in the pass game, but, like, more of a distraction, like someone who can block and catch or just block every play, I think he's going to be a Gronk. Maybe not as good but a very similar style of play. He's a reliable guy who will be there as a backup plan, but he's going to protect you while you make that decision.
Dallas Cowboys select defensive lineman Chauncey Golston from Iowa.
I mean, their defensive theme draft, it's fine. He had 27 tackle for loss over the last 3 seasons. He's a good pick. Iowa's a tough team. Good pick for Dallas. They're trying to be competitive this year. They have their quarterback back, and they're trying to fix their defense.
Finally, with the 85th pick in the 2021 draft, the Green Bay Packers select a wide receiver, Amari Rodgers.
5'10", 212 pounds. He had 77 catches for 1,020 yards and 7 touchdowns in 2020. It could be good with Devontae Adams. I'm happy for Aaron Rodgers if he stays.
Look, Aaron, we got you a wide receiver. Will you stay one more season?
But, I'm almost tired of saying the dude's name. Yeah, it's whatever. It's whatever. They finally drafted a receiver, but he wanted a first-round pick as a wide receiver. He didn't get it, so he's still mad. It doesn't matter. He's still mad.
Minnesota Vikings select Wyatt Davis from Ohio State offensive line.
Great pick.
I agree.
He's the grandson of Hall of Famer Willie Davis. But I think this is good for Dalvin Cook. They've picked up a couple offensive line pieces, and they're a run-heavy team. I mean, they're going to incorporate a lot more passing with someone like Justin Jefferson, but we said that when they had Stephon Diggs, and that's why he left Minnesota. So, maybe not, but like they did a lot with Justin Jefferson this year, and Dalvin Cook is a monster. I would take him over Derrick Henry any day of the week. So I'll fight any Tennessee fan. I don't care.
Pittsburgh Steelers select another offensive lineman, Kendrick Green from Illinois University.
Probably a very smart move.
Yeah, they need help.
After losing Marquise Pouncey.
I think there was 2, and I think DeCastro's gone too. One of them retired, and one of them got free agent. I don't know. I'll have to look. But, but they still need to rebuild that line, and they need to constantly be rebuilding it.
I like this next pick.
Nico Collins to the Houston Texans from Michigan.
Nope, you skipped a pick.
Oh, Trey Sermon. Oh, heck yeah! I was going to say
like this. You got Raheem Mostert, Jeff Wilson, Trey Sermon. Sermon was averaging 7.4 yards per carry in the last 2 years. They're going to probably use him for passing game too, but I think he is going to be very effective with the run game they already have.
Couldn't
Fair?
agree more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now Nico
Nico
to the
Collins.
Texans.
And you know what? That team needs wide receivers, but it needs
Yeah, they need everything. They need brains to start with. But they lost Will Fuller, which was basically the biggest wide receiver they had left in free agency. This dude averaged 19.7 yards per catch, and he had 7 touchdowns in 2019. He's 6'4", 215 pounds. If used correctly, this guy can be very beneficial to the Texans. But key in on the if used correctly.
Yep, we're back to coaching again. And Minnesota Vikings select Patrick Jones, defensive line.
They needed an edge rusher. I think this is just a good pick, but I mean, I don't know. Like, they had a lot of issues on defense last year, so every piece they've picked up, I like how the Vikings have drafted so far. So, I can't argue with this one.
I agree. Cleveland Browns select Auburn wide receiver Anthony Schwartz.
So I kind of like this one too because he's really fast. Like, he's like Tyreek Hill fast, and I think I like this pick. They needed a good next receiver. Like, they needed one more guy, really. I don't think they needed much more than one more guy at the wide receiver position. Who knows what will happen with OBJ, but they got Jarvis Landry. They got Peoples-Jones, I think, and they got Rashard Higgins back. They re-signed him. I think this is a good pickup. I think it's smart because, they put a lot of time and effort into their defense with free agency and the first half of the draft. So, this is like, I feel like the third round right now, and this pick is like we get to spoil ourselves because we did good. And I like this pick. So, this is good. I still, think they're going to be top dogs in this division. So, good job, Cleveland. I like your pick.
Tennessee Titans select Monty Rice, linebacker.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Seriously, I don't know. I feel like Tennessee is that team for me. Like, I don't care. Like, I wish they would all go away. And, there's people like the Steelers, like the Packers, because I'm getting there with Aaron Rodgers. I'm not even going to say the Packers. It's just Aaron Rodgers. The Raiders, the Cowboys, all these teams you don't like to talk about because you don't like, but Tennessee is it for me. Like, I just get triggered about them, and I don't know why. It's just like, get out. Like, leave me alone. I wish I never had to see Ryan Tannehill's stupid Buzz Lightyear face ever again. Oh, what's up, CJ?
Hey, bro.
But statement stands. Tennessee is the team that gets under my skin this year. I don't know why, but I can't shake them.
Yeah, I know. I kind of feel the same way. And
you know what? CJ, I'm actually happy with what the Eagles have done so far in the draft / offseason. I don't like them, and they're not my pick for the NFC East, but I will appreciate what they have done so far. They did get Devontae Smith, who I called it was going to be their guy. He's happy, and they're happy. I don't want them to win a lot of games this year, but I hope they do better now that Carson Wentz is gone, because I hate Carson Wentz.
Couldn't agree more.
No worries. And it sucks because I do like the Colts and I want to see them do well, but I want to see Carson Wentz do bad enough they bench him.
Yeah, we're getting caught up to the picks now. I mean, I don't know how far.
I mean, I wouldn't call it support, but it's like Tom Brady leaving the Patriots. I'm 100% excited for them now that Brady's gone. So I guess it's kind of support. I still don't like the Eagles, but I hope they do all right. I want Washington to take the division, but if they can be competitive, I'm happy with that. I like competitive games, especially divisional games. So, CJ, you got that going for you. I'm not going to harass you about your team of choice. You give it a couple years and maybe I'll come back to harassing you, but you're not the Buccaneers right now or the Tennessee Titans. So no harassment from me.
The Buffalo Bills draft offensive tackle Spencer Brown from Northern Iowa.
Good pick. He's 6'8" and 311 pounds.
That's a big boy.
That's a big.
Oh, you froze.
I think that I'm pretty funny sometimes. Speaking facts right now. Also, CJ, Amanda is a Giants fan, so she's not going to support anything you continue to say about the Eagles. But I don't care about the NFC East, so I will give you a little bit of push in the right direction. But yeah, that's a big freaking boy. The Bills are killing it this year in the draft. They're still my favorites for the AFC Championship. I'm not picking a Super Bowl because I'm biased. I'm going to say the Chiefs. But I could see the Bills taking the Chiefs spot. Fall in the playoffs like they happen. But, I'm fine if the Bills make the Super Bowl because they've been to quite a few of them and got their ass kicked by the 49ers every single time. And I think that fan base just deserves it. And Sean McDermott, he's a great coach. I like what he's doing. Everything about the Buffalo Bills organization. They got Stephon Diggs. They got my boy Josh Allen. Oh, they got Cole Beasley, my favorite slot receiver in the league. I don't know. I just love that team. I mean, I got a Buffalo Bills jersey, and I'm not afraid to wear it. I mean, granted, it's a Sammy Watkins jersey, and I really like Sammy, even though he's useless. But I like the Buffalo Bills, and they're heavy favorites for me to be at least in the Super Bowl conversation.
Here we go. I mean,
hang on a second. Where is it? Nah, especially after they jumped ahead in round 1 and took the wide receiver I wanted the Giants to get. Oh, well, we traded. No, Amanda, you got the better receiver. I promise. Like, I know he was a Heisman winner, but you got the better receiver. Tony, is that how you say his name?
Ceiling. Yep.
Yeah, he's taller, he's bigger, he's faster. I like him a whole lot more. I would take him over Chase. I would take him over Devontae Smith. The Giants got the best wide receiver other than Terrace Marshall to me. That one was my guy in this draft. So, I mean, I know he's on your team now, so you're a little like biased and pulling, especially because one of your division rivals got the guy that you wanted. I get it, and I definitely understand and respect you being upset about it, but I think you got the better pick here than they did.
Long term, for sure. Long
term, yeah. And Devontae Smith, he fits the Eagles better than any of the other 31 teams. I was thinking this before the draft started. Also, CJ, I know, thank you so much. I'm really excited. We're at 99, and that's insane to me. I don't even know how we got here. It's just us having fun, and I love it. And so I can't believe we made it as far as we did, and I'm still having just as much fun since before we even made the channel and we just thought about it. So, yeah, I appreciate it, and I will definitely come to you for help because you are CJ's info, where I get my info from now. Thank you. I appreciate your YouTube channel.
Yes,
and also, great. Hey, Brandon, I did not know you were here, but I am glad to see you come back tonight. And you know what? One of these days, we're going to be able to say the Bengals too. It's coming. Their time is coming. The Bengals and the Browns are getting their chance now that the Steelers have slipped and the Ravens are being weird right now. I'm just going to leave it at that. They're being weird right now. But to your comment right here, I didn't like Doug Peterson, but I didn't like Carson Wentz more. So since they got rid of Wentz, they shouldn't have got rid of them both. It should have been one or the other. I think I said that before, but I think we can all agree that they both didn't need to go.
Just organizationally, Philadelphia.
I mean, to be fair, Andy Reid I liked better than Doug Peterson, but I never liked the Eagles, so I'm glad Andy Reid's with me now.
You're talking about the Ravens being weird.
You're surprised that we traded down. Love you. Yeah, I mean, you should be stoked about that because if I know that you feel like Devontae Smith was the right answer, but he wasn't even projected the number 1 wide receiver, and he was the Heisman winner. So, that should say something about, draft perspective. And I feel like you should take it as reassurance that you got the better guy. I mean, you guys traded down, it's fine, but you still got that guy, and he is in long term going to be very worth it.
Wholeheartedly agree. Ravens fill a spot. Ben Cleveland from Georgia.
Hang on. We actually have a lit up chat right now. I'm trying to get us caught up.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Uh,
I haven't been watching the chat much. I've been reading.
Since you guys are talking about divisions, who you got taking the AFC North? Cleveland.
Yeah, I don't think
honestly, and this is my bold prediction before the draft even started, and now after the draft will be over. I guarantee I'm gonna stand with what I'm saying. Is I have Cleveland taking the division and Cincinnati coming in third. They're not finishing last in the division this year. I just can't see it. Like, I know Zach Taylor is trash, and everybody wishes he was at least demoted, if not gone. But I still think they can pull off the third spot in the division and not finish last. I think Steelers are going to take the cake with that one. Yeah, I got that. But, like, look what he's doing now. I mean, the Chiefs were 0-16 the year before Alex Smith or Andy Reid showed up. And all they did was turn into success. And look at the smart things he's doing right now. He didn't get a first-round pick, but he got the best first-round pick. Orlando Brown Jr., he's got experience. He's already a Pro Bowler. He's only 24. I am still living on the high when they announced that trade with Baltimore. I feel like Lamar Jackson was crying the moment that trade got announced. Like, he knew he was going to get hit a little bit more this year. Gentlemen, what? Will you read this out loud for me? Gettleman. Yeah, my brain, mashed potato brain, it was not reading that.
Yeah, I think the Giants just really went ahead and tried to fill needs. They know they're not going to be great, so they're still in rebuild mode. I don't think they did anything flashy or special. I think they filled needs.
Yeah. I until they get a new guy. They didn't go quarterback. So until they get a new guy, they're just building everything else up so they can swoop in and either trade him for someone else, like a veteran quarterback, or, whatever it is. And so I think they're building around Daniel Jones in hopes that it'll make him better. But once they get that team where they want it to be, then they're going to get rid of him and bring someone else in. I'm really sad they got rid of Colt McCoy because I think he did a hell of a job the couple games he filled in this year.
Yeah, it's just hard to get on any New York bandwagon at all. I liked Eli, though.
Dude, I'm a Manning fan. Like, I can't help it. And not Archie Manning Jr. The third brother's kid. What's his name? It's Peyton, Eli, and the third guy. I can't remember right off the top of my head, but his kid's in college right now, or high school, one of the two, and he is tearing it up. I cannot wait for there to be another Manning in the NFL. I'm buying his jersey the day he announces the draft and gets drafted because I know he's going to go.
Yeah, you hope he would.
That's a possibility too, taking a quarterback in the later rounds, just somebody to pick up. I don't know anybody that's left, but it's definitely possible. Now let me refresh this because we ended on 93 with the Bills, and we're getting a Ravens pick that was from the Chiefs. Still, don't even care. They got Orlando Brown. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Colt McCoy, Texas boy. Shelby loves him too. I think he did a good job. He's sitting behind Kyler Murray right now, and I like that too.
Yeah, Ben Cleveland from Georgia goes to the Ravens. They needed to fill the offensive line. They didn't get the same quality of guy, but they got a guy.
Wait, what was the 94th pick?
Ben Cleveland from Georgia, offensive line.
For who?
Baltimore.
Yeah, they needed to fill a spot there.
We're going to see a lot of that, just a lot of repetitious picks going forward for the rest of the draft. People just taking extra guys to try to compete for jobs. There's not a lot of special players left that we know of. Somebody will turn out being special, but we haven't
That's
got
what
any.
I'm saying. There's gonna be a couple late round people that end up being impressive. I mean, like, look at Byron Pringle with the Chiefs. That dude's up and coming, and y'all aren't ready to have that conversation. He is gonna be the next top dog in a couple years. Him and Demarcus Robinson on the Chiefs, top dogs. They're just sitting underneath Tyreek Hill and Sammy and Travis Kelce. They're just sitting there waiting for their turn. And Mecole Hardman, but they're coming. Those are those late round picks that end up blossoming. Yeah, exactly, Brandon. I am so excited to see a Manning again. It's a generational thing, and I feel like the good Mannings have I miss the Archie Manning. I'm not old enough. Well, we're not old enough, but I got to live through Eli and Peyton, and now I'm gonna feel like an old person when Archie Jr. comes in the league. But I don't even care. Like, that kid's gonna be good. Whatever. Also, the other Bentel has joined the chat.
What's up, Philip?
At least for a minute. What up, Philip? How do you feel about that wide receiver? Because actually, how do you feel about your entire draft choice? Because yep, there it is. The Browns have done really well in this draft and offseason. Speed.
Yeah, we only got a few more to get caught up.
My page won't load, so I can't see anything about him anymore.
95th pick, Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Robert Hainsey, offensive tackle from Notre Dame, also a team captain.
Honestly, that's fair. You don't want to get your old man killed.
Yeah.
They don't want Kyle Trask to start too soon. Yeah, Amanda, I just can't think of what their brother's name is. For some reason, it's just slipping my head for right now. But yeah, definitely agree with you right there, Philip. Also, anybody who can beat Brady twice in the bowl has my heart.
Oh. After Tampa Bay, you go straight to the New England Patriots, select Ronnie Perkins, Oklahoma defensive end.
Good fit. There's not a lot left for them to do, really.
They've filled all their needs, and they're just...
they filled 90% of their needs before the draft started. Now they're just adding pieces as backups or, a rotation for these guys.
Yeah, I think New England's set up
Cooper.
Very well.
That's his name. I don't know why I couldn't think of Cooper Manning.
Cooper Manning.
I couldn't remember his name. I don't know why. I felt dumb.
That is almost as good as the next pick in the draft, whose name is Trey McKitty.
Trey McKitty.
Isn't that a good one?
That is pretty good.
Tight end out of Georgia. Goes to the Chargers.
I like that. They had to replace Hunter Henry because Bill Belichick stole him. I think Hunter Henry is the youngest, but best, for his age right now, the best tight end, because Kelce and Kittle are a little bit older than him. Not much, but a little bit. And so, I think Hunter Henry is I'm a Hunter Henry stan, and I'm kind of happy that he gets to play with Bill Belichick because Belichick's been watching him since high school. But with that being said, to the draft pick, the Chargers needed a new tight end, and so a kid from Georgia is never a bad way to go.
No, they generally bring up pretty good NFL players. I can think of a lot that's come through the University of Georgia that's been very successful.
Absolutely.
So we're pretty much caught up to what my board will give me right now. But
hang on, I get you.
Broncos are on the clock, evidently.
Also, while the Broncos are on the clock, Jason Tatum scored 60 points tonight to tie Larry Bird's franchise mark for most points in a game to overcome a 32-point deficit against the Spurs in overtime.
My thing shows that the Broncos skipped. I don't show them with a pick, but I show Dallas at 99.
Hang on. I'm pulling it up. Let's see, draft tracker, because there
are some weird delays with the draft picks this year.
Yeah, they stopped getting Twitter updates after the Packers drafted Amari Rodgers. Alex, how do you feel about the Bengals foregoing an O-line round one. I'm not fucking surprised. It's the Bengals, dude. Like, they're almost as bad as the Jets. Nothing you do is right. Except for this year, the Jets are doing more right than the Bengals. And the fact that they traded down, yes, they got 2 picks in the 4th round, but they lost the guy they needed. If you're not going to take Panay, you should have took Tevin Jenkins, or at least traded someone up to get another guy. You got 2 picks from the Patriots, so you could use 1 or 2 of those to trade up to get someone else. You know, those 2 picks could have been retraded to get who you wanted to move up further.
Yeah, I mean, coming into their next round, do you think they go back to O-line? I mean, I think they kind of have to, right?
Yeah, I mean, they have to. It makes the most sense. But yeah, Amanda said Quinn Miners, I want to say his name is, offensive line from UW Whitewater. Do you know where that's at? I don't know.
University of Wisconsin Whitewater?
Well, Joe Burrow made their first draft pick, and I'm sure Zach Taylor's making the rest because I watched a couple of his press conferences. The dude's just an idiot. Like, seriously, he's just an idiot. But the 99th pick is cornerback for Dallas Cowboys, Nashawn Wright from Oregon State, 6'4", 188 pounds.
But who do you have for 98 for Denver?
I just told you, and it's in the chat.
Okay, got it. I wasn't here. I didn't hear the one come through for that. I still don't see it. So
yeah, and number 100 is a cornerback, Elijah Molden from Washington to the Tennessee Titans. They already drafted 1 in the 1st round, so I feel like it's just reinstating what I said before. Good pick for them. The Detroit Lions are now on the clock.
Glad to see that this 3rd round is coming to an end. Tomorrow starts at noon for the draft.
I was going to say, I think it's fairly early, which I will be at work all day, so there is no during the draft coverage for me.
I will be in your neck of the woods tomorrow.
Why will you be in my neck of the woods? I'll be at work.
I won't be there, but I'll be close. I'm going to see Mr. Nick tomorrow. Get out of this house for a bit.
Mr. Nick.
Yeah, I'm glad we're almost coming up to the end of this.
I agree with this completely. A solid class through round 3. And I feel like there's still going to be some surprises in even later rounds. I mean, not as a whole, but like these first 3 ones, Yeah, Amanda said it right there. I'm not even going to try to pronounce this dude's name. The quarterback from Syracuse. That's who Detroit took. San Francisco was on the clock. It says their needs: safety, edge, O-line, cornerback. Best available is a D-line from Iowa, safety from Florida State. I like that Florida State. I have no idea how to say his name because neither of them. But
there's a lot of names that came up today that I didn't expect to see. And it's really kind of strange because normally I'm really good at pronunciation. And I've butchered so many of these young men's names today. It's not even funny.
Some of these are really tough. Like that safety from Florida State right now.
Best name in the draft, though, is Trey McKitty. God dang it.
Trey McKitty, meow.
Oh, man, I want a jersey that says McKitty.
You know what? Go ahead. Because I'm not going to get one.
I wonder if that's a delicacy like at a Vietnamese diner.
Shut up.
Oh, there's a Vietnamese McDonald's. I'm going to go and order 2 McKitties to go.
Shut up. Shut up.
I'm slap happy. Oh.
1 second.
There's a Rams pick.
What's that?
I see a Rams pick.
Yeah, the Rams pick is in. Hang on. You can go ahead, but I am off screen real quick.
Yep. South Carolina Gamecocks linebacker Ernest Jones goes to the Rams at 103. I don't see anybody for 102, but my tracker's jacked. Rams at linebacker. I think they're just trying to beef up and fill spots.
Yeah, took the cornerback from Michigan, Ambry Thomas. Rams are on the clock. It says the best fit was the O-line from Tennessee, tight end from Miami, or Jabril Cox from LSU. That's another LSU guy that I'm surprised is still in the drive. In here that he hasn't been taken. Well, I know you got me, but I've had it pulled up. I just have been distracted. I am a very distracted person. I can't even.
Yeah. Some days having ADD does not suit you well.
No, and this has been pushing me. The last 3 days, not this week. It's just been Wednesday, Thursday, today. Yeah, I'm just trying to get this to work. Pick is in. I can't believe we're almost done with the third round already.
Yeah, we cruised. But we've been in here almost 2 hours.
I know. Shelby's on her way home, so I told her not to speed because she wanted to come be in the stream. Just so it shows you how good this class is. Yeah, really. This is a good class.
Back to our main point from before, a lot of quarterbacks went. We didn't feel a lot of them deserved it, but
I mean, Mac Jones didn't even deserve to go in the first round, but you knew Bill Belichick wanted him. And he almost was a San Francisco 49er.
You know, Kyle Shanahan had to see Wyatt's world and decide not to draft him. I gotta say that over and over again because I think that was probably the turning point.
I think the Texans taking a quarterback in the third is probably expected because, like I said earlier, I know you weren't in here for this, but is basically no hope for Deshaun Watson playing football for them ever again. No matter what happens at the end of the day with these allegations and whatnot. With that aside, there's no hopes he's ever taking another snap for them. So they have Tyrod Taylor, who is a veteran quarterback. He hasn't got as much playing time as most veteran quarterbacks. But I think to have someone sit behind him just in case he gets hurt or just to learn behind him, whatever, I think it's a good choice. I honestly expected it to be sooner, but it doesn't really matter. It's going to be Houston this year. They're going to end up with the number 1 seed next year.
Do you think that, I know it's a totally different circumstance, but do you think that this Sean Watson situation is going to end up as him being the next Colin Kaepernick? Do you think he's going to get blackballed from the NFL?
I mean, that was all political. This isn't political. This is like, allegations against with multiple women. Amanda, no, I don't think that Jimmy G is going to be a Patriot. If he is, we will know by tomorrow. It will happen by tomorrow. But I think since they drafted Trey Lance, they are 100% going to keep Jimmy and let him play out this last year of his contract. I mean, I'm not saying he won't be a Patriot after this year, but they got their guy in Mac Jones. So I don't know. I just think that that's not going to happen. Oh, well, yeah. See, this also, he said that they are no longer interested in him. I had a feeling he might end up back there, but I don't think he's going to.
Heck no, they want him in massage parlors. That's where they make their money. I wonder if they can go to some of them massage parlors and order a McKitty. I just can't help myself.
I'm sick of your McKitty jokes. And it's not the last time I'm going to hear it either.
No, It'll come back up at some point. I'm really stoked that we've gotten through this draft for the most part. Oh, there's that Ambry Thomas, the defensive back from.
Oh yeah, we already talked about him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really fast and he's very skinny. He's not very physical, so bigger receivers he's gonna struggle against. But he's got good recovery speed. But the Rams drafted linebacker Ernest Jones from South Carolina.
Yep.
Maybe.
Yep.
He's got a good arm span, wingspan.
Wingspan.
He's 6'2", 230 pounds. I don't know. I feel like he's like he doesn't have a lot of missed tackles. I think he will be beneficial. I don't know what. I mean, I like the Rams defense as is. So everything they do to improve it is going to be good. Yeah, wingspan. I'm a ding dong.
Little Caesar's thin crust.
What? Are you hungry?
No.
You want some pizza?
Heck
Some
yeah.
Little Caesars? Thin crust pizza? Who gets
You know
thin
what?
crust?
I was switching between pages and it was an ad that popped up. But where are we at?
We got 2 picks left, Baltimore and Denver. Baltimore's picks in. I'm just waiting for it right now.
Yeah, the initial reactions from the day, you're gonna like hearing this one. One of the bigger winners for the day is it ends up being the Kansas City Chiefs. The rich continue to get richer after trading the number 31 overall pick to the Ravens in a deal that landed left tackle Orlando Brown. Kansas City finally got into the mix at the NFL draft, making 2 selections in the second round. As we've grown accustomed to seeing from Andy Reid's club, both picks seem to be extremely solid. The first was Missouri linebacker Nick Bolton, who should immediately be able to come in and fill some depth at one of the thinner positions on Kansas City's roster. Meanwhile, the bolstering off of the offensive line continued at number 63 when they brought Oklahoma center Creed Humphrey. Both additions should be able to help the Chiefs right out of the gate and continue to be developmental pieces that can blossom into an even bigger roles going forward. That's pretty high praise.
Yeah, which here lately they have been knocked on even before the Super Bowl. So I appreciate the kind words from any sports people. So the Ravens did draft another cornerback from SMU. I don't know what SMU is. I'm bad at
Southern
college.
Methodist University.
I don't know where that's at. I couldn't even tell you what state that's in.
Tejas.
What is Tejas?
Texas.
Why didn't you just say that?
Because
Well, I didn't pick up on it. Yeah. I personally am stoked because I had no expectations for the Chiefs in the draft thus far. I just assumed they were going to go tight end because every mock draft, like I said, had a tight end in either the first or second round. That's my only thought. I stayed away from Kansas City completely.
Mustangs.
Baron Browning to Denver.
There you go.
Linebacker from Ohio State, which will be a immediate starter, I believe.
Pretty close.
SMU is in McKitty. I can't. No. She said, shut up, Philip.
I gotta watch some chat because I haven't watched chat for a while. Yeah, I don't have to look at the board no more.
Well, yeah, I mean, she said about 5 times that she's got it. So you didn't have to. Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty pleased with every team for the most part, except for the New Orleans Saints. That is the team I'm most not happy with in terms of the draft. Which I didn't think I'd be able to say that That wouldn't be the team first thought before we went into the draft. But I'm fairly pleased with everyone's picks, except for the Raiders and the Saints.
I was gonna say the Raiders' first round was kind of off.
Yeah, my CBS one would be quicker. I know this is gonna sound stupid, but it would be quicker if I was connected to the Wi-Fi. But my stream would start acting dumb if I connect to the Wi-Fi. So I chose the stream over my app working.
And you've not froze near as much tonight, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I put the resolution all the way down this time instead of just halfway. So, I think I've only froze once.
Yeah, there was a couple really quick delays, but nothing much.
We're not mad. We're just disappointed Saints. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think everything they did in the draft was weird. I still could see them drafting a really late round quarterback. But yeah, that they were the weirdest. The Raiders wasted their first round draft pick on a third round draft pick, basically. The Browns drafted well. I'm always disappointed in the Bengals. I'm happy with the Chiefs. Their first round, they didn't have a draft, but they got a better pick in my opinion. And their second and third round pick I'm very pleased with. Dallas, as much as I hate them, did a really good job with their defense. Washington improved. New York Giants got your favorite wide receiver, which leads to improvement. They picked up some defensive pieces that'll help. I like what the Colts and Buffalo Bills did in the draft. They both drafted 2 edges. I could care less what Tampa Bay does, but I think it's very interesting that Kyle Trask is sitting behind Brady. I wonder if we'll see him in preseason at all, which would be kind of cool.
I bet you we'll see a lot of him in preseason.
Yeah, I think they have it set with those 2 guys, but keeping Taysom Hill as an option is still somewhat a priority to them. So it's going to be back and forth between the 2, and I just think, they might draft like a 7th or 6th or 7th round, whatever, quarterback, just in the off chance they can't use either of them for whatever reason, that they have someone.
One quarterback that's still left on the board that might show up on an NFL team is Peyton Ramsey out of Northwestern.
That's true. I forgot about him.
I don't think he has any more years of eligibility, but he could have a COVID year. But I think he was already a 5th-year senior because he transferred. He was at IU and transferred to Northwestern to help them, and he led them to a pretty good season. And he was one of them that they had talked about being drafted this year. So, I'm not saying that he's going to go or going to do anything worth anything, but he might be one if somebody picks up one like 6th or 7th or last round.
I could see him being a solid backup just to have.
Yeah, or definitely a practice squad guy. I mean,
just to keep around, yeah. For sure.
When is Shelby gonna be home?
She's probably already home.
Oh, really? I haven't seen her or heard from her.
She messaged me at 11:33 and said, "On my way, finally." So she is either pulling in, I don't know, or here. I got these headphones on. I can't hear nothing.
I like wearing my headphones, but I had to.
I'm pulling in now. There she is. I told you she's got to be close.
Got to be close. She can get in here and get in here and divulge some opinions because I'm feeling kind of wobbly.
You're always feeling kind of wobbly. The other day you were like sleeping on the stream.
I know, but today I don't feel so good. But you know what? I that brings me to a good point. The next time, are we going to do the early on Monday again?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, what time do you want to set that up for? 5?
I mean 6 at the latest. I'm fine with 6.
Yeah, you put that in however you want. I don't think I have to work it all late that day, but I think that's a really good time. I think I think we should grade overall drafts that day. I think we should grade teams
No, I think now that the draft is going to be done, we're going to do our stream on Monday, and we're actually going to be able to record videos again.
Oh, are we going to start recording on Monday instead of streaming?
No. I swear you don't ever listen to me, ever.
What did I say?
Yeah, we're going to stream because that's what we do. But that doesn't mean we can't put out videos.
Oh,
Why
yeah.
does us putting out videos mean canceling the stream?
I got you. I'm with you. I just took it differently.
Aaron Rodgers is going to be a Denver Bronco. Final answer. Go ahead. Let's hear your take. No, he said, so what's going on with Aaron Rodgers? My God, it's right in front of you.
My take on that?
No, the guy sitting behind you.
No, my take on Aaron Rodgers is he's a spoiled brat bitch. He's gonna pout. He's not gonna be happy. I don't know what he thinks he expects or wants out of that team. I really think that since Denver's on the hot seat right now to try to get him, I think he deserves to be there. Him and John Elway are two peas in a pod. I can't see anybody else right now that can make the play to take him. I guess Houston could.
No, that's never gonna happen. But that's so funny. They don't have anything else to give up for him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how his contract reads. If he gets traded, he gets traded. Has he got a no trade clause?
I don't know if he has a no trade clause, but he said the three teams were the 49ers, the Broncos, and the Raiders.
Oh my God. Well, another whiny bitch in Denver or another whiny bitch in Las Vegas.
Seriously, I'm fine with him going to either of them because he's not going to San Francisco. They gave up everything they could give for him, and they said no. So he's not going to San Francisco. They went ahead and got their guy. They got Trey Lance. So if it's down to those two teams, I'm fine with either of them because one, the Raiders are a dumpster fire, and two, John Elway and Aaron Rodgers make sense after Peyton Manning and John Elway. You know, it just makes sense. So like I can see that being his destination.
Yeah, I mean,
I also have this feeling deep down that Aaron Rodgers just wants to be Brett Favre. So
yeah, John Elway has a thing with trying to revitalize, veteran quarterbacks. But, Aaron Rodgers came off of an MVP year. I think Denver's would actually be a good home.
yeah, they're saying that they're not trading Rodgers, but every time they say that, Rodgers says he wants out more. So we don't know what's going to happen, but Denver did not draft a quarterback in the first round because they were working on a deal with him. And so if I had to give my most honest take on what I thought, they're trying to work something out with Denver right now. I mean, they're going to keep saying they're not trading him because they say that he's their guy, which makes sense. You would say that. He's been their franchise quarterback for a very long time, his entire career. But, it's just like we talked about this the other day. I don't remember when. But why keep someone who's not happy and doesn't want to be there?
It's the thing about these quarterbacks this year.
And it's not just quarterbacks; it's everyone, man.
But if you're a GM and you're say at a shit team before this draft, and you've got your choice that you can entertain. You can entertain Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson, or Aaron Rodgers. Know that you're going to be picking up some kind of a vocal drama queen. Which one of the three do you want more?
I'd probably say Russ.
Yeah, Russell Wilson is going to be your best politically. I think Deshaun Watson is your most overall talented.
Yeah, definitely.
And Aaron Rodgers gives you a high upside, but you've just got to deal with a lot of media bullshit.
Hang on. I'm going to pull up this tweet real quick and just post it up here. But I do not follow the account. But it is a verified person. He is on the Denver senior writer or something. I don't know. But where is it at? Everybody who's anything in the NFL has just kept, it's hard to just find them. It's not going to be at the top. More on Aaron Rodgers. Okay, no, not that. Not that. Also, the Broncos do have Teddy Bridgewater now, in case I didn't tell you that.
Yep.
Which I'm happy for him, but I think I just gotta. My Doges are going crazy, so Shelby is definitely home. Oh my God, when did this dude post this? Hang on, let me look at this again. 4/29/21. I'm way in the wrong spot. Oh, I accidentally just fell up on it. So let's go share. Got it. Chrome tab, Twitter. Here it is. This is a writer for the Broncos.
Did the Green Bay ownership say why they did not accept the San Francisco trade offer?
True or not? Because I was talking to someone who is the biggest San Francisco 49ers fan I've ever met. I mean, I wouldn't go that far, but he's pretty smart in terms of football. He says he doesn't even think that trade actually happened. They said the San Francisco trade. He thinks it was only speculated that it happened. So I don't even know that it happened.
The offer? The offer for Aaron Rodgers?
Yes.
Oh,
that's what we're talking about.
I know, but you broke up a little bit there.
Shelby said, let's pull this back up.
Ooh. Oh, Biggins.
Oh, but yeah, how are you guys feeling? I'm just looking at the Twitter feed, but I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. Seriously.
This garbage of hosting Jeopardy. What in the?
Honestly, I'd be fine if he just did Jeopardy because I liked it.
There's the distinct possibility that he won't ever put a helmet on again.
I mean, yeah, that is always there, but I told you, I think he wants to be Brett Favre. I think he'll hang up the cleats and then next year come back and go play for Minnesota. Don't look at me like that.
I just remember how funky it was watching Brett Favre in a Vikings uniform.
Yeah, but it's fine.
Yeah, I think Aaron Rodgers may quit. I really do. I think Deshaun Watson's gonna serve a suspension, but he's gonna be available to play next year for somebody, maybe mid-season.
Honestly, my internet didn't act weird until Shelby came home.
Yeah, it's been a little choppy since.
But here she is. She's jacked up for the
two. It wasn't
Cincinnati boy going to Cincinnati and Nick Bolton coming to the Chiefs. Good picks. Oh yeah, see, I said that too. As soon as you read his name off, I said that is a good pickup. Like, I am happy with that one for the Chargers. He, He's gonna do well. Rogers to Rogers is trending on Twitter. That's funny, actually. Yeah, we talked it up about Rogers all day yesterday, and if he leaves and still plays football, he'll be in Denver. I can't see him being anywhere else at this point, this late into all of this conversation. So, if he's either going to be retired and doing Jeopardy, he's going to stay in Green Bay, or he's going to be playing for John Elway. Like, those are the three options I'm going to say at this point in time, and I'm going to stand by it until it happens.
The best fit, which would be hilarious, if he really wants out of Green Bay, what'll probably end up happening is he'll probably, if he goes back and plays this season begrudgingly as a Packer, at the end of the year, the Detroit Lions kick Jared Goff to the curb and give him the deal that he wants.
This is just the way she worded this is a very funny take.
Yeah.
See, Philip thinks he's going to just retire. See, that's retirement, playing for the Packers or Denver. I don't think he's gonna go anywhere else. But yeah, right here, Amanda said it. It's all about money, and that's what it has been with Rodgers for a long time now as well.
That's why I don't like and Deshaun Watson's not about money.
He doesn't care about the money at this point.
Neither is Russell Wilson, but that's why I think that Aaron Rodgers and Dak Prescott, even Ben Roethlisberger, to some extent, really nerve me because it's just about a financial thing for them and an ego thing, and that's why I can't get behind any of the teams that they're on.
Yeah, I agree with this. I said that earlier. I think this is going to be a good fit behind Kirk Cousins. I think they were very similar style in college. I think it's a good backup for now. He only has another year or two left on his contract, so they got to start thinking about the future anyway. And you never know, that Kellen Mond could be underrated and turn into something great.
Yeah, I'm so tired of hearing about Aaron Rodgers. I just want him to quit. I
mean, that's how I feel about Brady every single day.
Yeah, and I like Aaron Rodgers more than I do Tom Brady. I don't know.
Fair. I understand what you mean. Philip's a Packers fan also, so I feel like that's why he's does not want to hear him going to other teams.
Yeah, because Packers fan base, they eat, sleep, breathe Aaron Rodgers.
This is funny. Your wording is on point today. Even though I feel like you just described Carson Wentz in Philadelphia.
Yeah, there's another guy I can't get behind. You know what? I honestly hope he fails and Indianapolis goes 6-11.
I mean, I don't want to see Indy, especially with the team they have, go 6-11. But I don't want to see Carson Wentz do well.
I want him to go 6-11 because I want Mark's fucking money.
Yeah, good luck getting money from Mark, seriously.
Oh, I get it.
The Patriots wanted to move up for a defensive tackle, I guess, that they didn't think was going to be there. That's the only reason I can see them trading up. Like,
Belichick doesn't usually release extra picks either, and he had 2 4th-rounders that he gave up for that. There must be a reason that he wanted.
Okay, it's something we don't know. Yeah. Just all that is. There's something we don't know.
There might be a player to be named later that you find out was released and picked up by New England from Cincinnati too, or traded. That may come out.
Geno?
He's already got his outright, hasn't he? He's already been released, right?
Yeah, but he hasn't been picked up. If they want him, maybe they're giving up a pick because they don't need to fill out a spot if they're getting him.
Maybe. They drafted an edge, though.
Well, yeah, but as you can see in this draft, you can have more than one edge.
Yeah, he's still available.
I kind of like Giovanni Bernard going to the Bucks. I'm actually happy for him.
Me too, because it's a really good fit for him. Even though I'm not a Tom Brady guy, I really hope if they happen to be the team that wins again this year, I would be very happy for Gino.
Yeah, no, Gio, not Gino.
Gio, yeah. God dang it. So we were just talking about Gino, and it just
You can never have too many edges. Boom.
Yeah, when Gio came out of college from North Carolina, I believe he was a second round pick, and he always was a professional every single year. I was sad to see him go, but you kind of saw the writing on the wall.
Right. Let's see. What else we got? Let's go to Adam Schefter. Nothing. They have nothing. The draft just ended and everything went silent.
Yeah, everybody's over talking about it for the day.
Jalen Mayfield. I still like him going to Atlanta.
You know what? I really want to be able to root for Atlanta a little bit this year. I think
I always feel bad for him because they always choke.
Because I actually really like Matt Ryan, and
I do too.
I don't dislike Julio Jones, and I loved Mohamed Sanu when he was there.
Yeah, exactly. Right here, what Philip said. Your lines are the most important groups, in my opinion. Yeah, one's got to get at the quarterback, and one's got to protect the quarterback, and so or the running back if you're running up run play. But that's super important. You can't score, you can't put up points if you don't have a line. I mean, you can because Joe Burrow managed to put up points somehow this year before he got hurt. But yeah, those two lines are definitely the most important part of football.
And then after that, it's generally just the coach.
Yeah.
Schemes and coaching really are third. You can here's the thing about most of these kids coming out in college. If you put them in the right environment with the right structured system, most all of them can be superstars. They all have the ability.
I like hearing Matt Ryan's cadence. It's very satisfying to listen to. I also mean the D-line too. Yeah. I knew that you meant the D-line as well. I think, to disrupt a team, you got to, have a good D-line. It starts with that. And so, yeah, I agree completely. Both lines are equally important. I think Matt Ryan's underrated and hated on for literally no reason. Also, here is the StreamYard link for anybody who wants to come up and talk with me and Dad. I don't know where he went, but I'm sure he's listening still. Yeah, I'm happy about Gio, Brandon. I don't want to see Brady win another ring, but if that's what it takes for Gio to be in a Super Bowl, then that's what it takes. I'm happy for him. Bloop, that was fast.
She's ready to rock.
Yeah, Matt Ryan is definitely underrated just because he loses so many games, but at the end of the day, he is not the one losing those games, every single time.
He can put up so many yards, and they still just blow the game. So I really think they need a lot of defensive work.
I mean, they put in some work in the draft, so
Right.
I'm happy to see what they've done, and they got Kyle Pitts, which is the best player in the draft, hands down. Not gonna change my mind about it.
Not yet.
Yeah.
No way.
I like Kyle Pitts. I think he is very talented.
If Brady wins another ring, the Infinity Gauntlet gets completed. Yeah, and the world is doomed. Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good.
Start singing the Doom song.
Yeah. All I know is we gotta do what we can for that not to happen. But me and Dad been talking about this for since at least the playoffs. Brady is getting up there in age, and your body doesn't rebuild it quite as good as it should, or as fast. So like, it's going to take one good hit from someone like Chase Young or Myles Garrett or whoever, and he's going to be broken, and he's not going to recover for that. Aim for the head.
I feel like that's part of why Julian Edelman retired too.
I mean, Edelman didn't want to play for another team. Everyone says he's going to hop train and go to Tampa Bay, but that's just not going to happen because he's more loyal to the team than, like, if you say Gronk, was more loyal to Brady.
Yeah, Gronk was 100% loyal to Brady. He wasn't loyal to New England.
Not saying that he wasn't, but Brady was his number one importance in making that decision. He retired, and came out of retirement. I don't think Edelman's coming out of retirement, but Brennan said, yeah, Matt could put up amazing stats and the team would still go 4-12. Like, I mean, look at Joe Burrow. That's what happened.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, seriously, he was throwing 500-yard games regularly and losing games.
Yeah, they weren't that far off from winning either. They could have been 5-1.
5-1 for the whole season?
No, I mean early on.
Pretty good then.
I mean, they
5-1.
Well, I mean, out of the first 6 games, they were in every one of them except for one. I mean, that's what I think I was going with that.
I think I understand, yeah. But, I mean, Matt Ryan deserves more credit than he gets.
Oh, agreed.
Oh, goodness.
Welcome, Amanda.
Hello.
It sounds like Philip said Endelman, but Edelman doesn't have any cartilage in his knee anymore. Oh, yeah. I mean, he couldn't pass a physical.
That's what I meant about him, like, not being able to heal. That cartilage just done.
It's gone. Yeah. I mean, that's all it's going to take, one good smack to Brady. And I don't think he's going to stand up and be like, yeah, I'm going to go back in, coach. He's going to sit down and never get back up. And someone's going to make him a vegetable. And I hope it's Chase Young. I'm just saying.
I mean,
if I had to pick and choose, I would hope it was Chase Young.
You would hope it was.
Yeah, could you imagine how Chase Young would feel? That dude's his idol. He killed him.
We'd feel like such a piece of shit.
Like, he would actually be upset about it, and the rest of the world would be, like, cheering, other than Brady fans, of course. It would be cheering. And he'd be like, I am so sorry. I did not mean to kill the goat.
Hey, Alex, do you follow Jeff Schwartz on Twitter?
Maybe. On the In the Blood channel, I just went through every single recommended and just followed everybody, football or sports related for the most part. It sounds familiar.
Well, this is what he said a couple hours ago about Kansas City. He said, Kansas City did an awesome job using free agency, trades, and the draft to upgrade their offensive line after transactions this winter. Bravo, Chiefs front office.
I am so impressed on how many Chiefs compliments they've gotten in the last 2 or 3 weeks because, before these last couple weeks, they've only been continuously insulted over everything, even before the Super Bowl, like in the regular season up until now, and so, like, honestly, that makes me a little happy. They don't get that much compliments anymore. Even for being, doing well, they don't get complimented like, people like Brady. Even though Brady used to be the best and most hated. Now it's the Chiefs, but still Brady exists. Doesn't make any sense.
Exactly.
Like, why don't you hate the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? You just don't. But, you're going to hate the Chiefs because
everyone just dick rides Tom Brady too hard.
Facts.
It's kind of like LeBron in the NBA. Like, everyone just dick rides him.
Oh yeah.
Somebody finally fucking said it.
Nah, yeah.
I mean,
100%.
I'm not gonna say he's not good, but they just dick ride him way too hard. Like they don't stop.
Yeah. Honestly, like with some of the trades that have happened this draft, I was like, you look at how many trades were made in the first round versus how many were made in the second round. I think it was like double the amount in the second round, and there wasn't really that many trades made in the third round. But I mean, we still have 4, 5, 6, and 7 tomorrow. So who knows how many more that we're gonna see. I am very shocked that the Giants have traded down and made the picks that they have. I'm floored.
I'm happy for New York. I mean, yesterday, if you were to go back and watch the stream we did yesterday, I was like saying that I was not happy with that pick, and my dad over here was literally like chanting. He was so excited he finally got picked. He was like seriously like he was like a little kid in a candy shop, so excited that guy got picked up finally. And I was just sitting here going, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. And now I'm sitting here today, like, I do like that pick because it finally sat in and I had time to sit back and really think about it because yesterday and today really were just first thoughts as they happened. And so, after sitting back and thinking about it, anybody who's a Giants fan and thinks we didn't get the right guy or we're dumb for trading down or any of that, I think just give it time, let him play, and let you like watch him impress you. I know he's going to be with Kenny Golladay, and you're going to think, well, I got Kenny Golladay, so who cares? But like honestly, once he gets settled in with this team, he is going to be severely effective.
I feel like Galladay gives him the option of growing. I mean, it's going to give him a playing against a lesser secondary, lesser cornerback. So I think I really watched several games with Florida this year, and watching Tony and Pitts play together with Kyle Trask, I was surprised that they didn't get closer to winning more games this year.
Yeah. I agreed.
Yeah, I mean, obviously working in the sports book, you watch a lot of college games. So it was kind of hard for me to keep up with most of the conferences, most of the teams. But I did go back and watch some of his film, and I'm just like, he got like 3 or 4 drops throughout his career. Like,
yeah, dude's a beast.
Yeah, and he did not get as much draft
Twitter
love as
is like
the others.
praising Gettleman and Judge on what they've done so far in the draft. I'm just like,
yeah, I know that it looks like they need more like offensive pieces, not even saying, weapons, but offensive pieces in general. But I am super like happy for them to go defensive. It's just like Dallas. I will literally never like Dallas in any form of the manner. I hate the Cowboys. Everyone hates the Cowboys, and especially someone, being in the NFC East fan base hating the Cowboys. I'm really, pleased with the way they handled the draft and the defensive side, which is where they were losing games with and without Dak Prescott. So, I will applaud any team, no matter if I like them or not, for making improvements.
You got to give, props where, you got to give credit where credit's due.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, Alex, you know how we were talking about basketball earlier?
Yes.
The Suns are now the number 1 seed in the West.
Did the Jazz lose?
I'm gonna assume so. Hang on, let me.
Oh yeah, they just beat the Jazz by 21 points. Oh my God, this is huge. Chris Paul for MVP. Don't care. I'm gonna keep shouting it. He's not even in the top 5. Like I understand. I wouldn't be mad if Joel Embiid won it, but that some of these other guys, I'm like, I'm standing Luka and I'm standing Chris Paul. And if it's not those two, I hope it's Joel Embiid just because of the year he's had before and after injury. This dude's a monster. But like Chris Paul, seriously, look what he's done for the Phoenix Suns as a whole. He may not be the guy scoring 60 points in a game like Jason Tatum, but his assist totals are up. He's good at spreading the ball out. He's a great leader within the locker room. He has improved this team. He has helped Devin Booker grow into such a better player.
That's what I was getting ready to say. Like, look at Devin Booker and how much he has improved over the past season. Just hanging out, or not hanging out, but just being around Chris Paul and like having that mentor presence around. I'm a big Devin Booker fan.
Yeah, I was gonna say Brandon is a Kentucky fan as well, so he likes Devin Booker, but you gotta love the Chris up there with LeBron. But like when you think of LeBron, you think of kind of like a douchey like Tom Brady. Kitty. And then you think of Chris Paul, who is as old as he is, but he's just like a little baby. You just love him.
Yeah,
Well,
interesting stat about Phoenix this year. They just swept the season series with the Jazz. The Jazz didn't beat them not one time.
Which is so crazy to think.
Yeah.
And that explains why they're number one right there.
Like tonight,
That's just
Paul
what
had
I'm saying.
12 points, and Booker had 31, but they both played almost the same amount of time. There's an 8-minute difference.
Yeah, Chris Paul is the difference in him and everyone else that is up there for like MVP suggestions. Well, not everyone, but like people like LeBron. LeBron either scores a lot or gets a lot of assists. Chris Paul spreads it out across the board evenly. Oh my God. Oh, between you guys, you're never going to let this thing die.
Never.
But yeah, I just have so much respect for Chris Paul. And, he brought Phoenix to the playoffs for the first time in almost 20 years. And not only is they're looking like they're going to go in as the number one overall.
Yeah. Back to the draft, I haven't really got to say much about it. But to the Giants, I really liked the edge Aziz that they picked up from Georgia.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
He's the only thing I can really say is that he's small, and he might have some knee issues, but
if who on a line doesn't.
Right, exactly. That's what I was gonna say. So as small as he is, he has like a ridiculous wingspan, so that definitely helps too.
And he's very fast.
Oh yeah. They said, let's see, he plays the run better than expected for his size, is what I just read.
Yeah.
But I remember watching him at Georgia, and he's fantastic.
Yeah, because of Steven, I paid a little bit more attention to Georgia the last year or two, and I don't know, they just got a great football organization. They produce good players.
They really do. It's like Texas used to do.
I don't know, Texas has got a couple boys that have already went in the draft, or at least one or two.
Yeah, I saw a couple. I think there was one in the first round, if I'm not mistaken.
There was one that went today, because we talked about him today.
Which one?
The Texas guy, from Texas.
There were several of them.
Was there? Because I only remember the one.
Hang on.
Oh, while you guys are looking that up, Shane, your guy from Notre Dame went to the Browns. How you feel about that?
Oh, he's upset about it.
Yeah, I wasn't happy.
I think they could have picked him up in round one, honestly, if they were going to pick him up. But
he was rated that high. I mean,
there was a couple guys that went in the third round that were anticipated in going in the first round. Both sides of the balls.
One of the Longhorns that went in the second round was Cosme.
Yeah, that was one of them I was thinking of.
He went to
Texans?
No,
not Texans. Washington, that's why. Yeah, the O lineman.
I know there was another one.
I did see another one just a few minutes
Joseph
ago.
Asai, the linebacker that the Bengals took.
Yep.
That's it. That's the one.
Yep.
Yeah, I was missing somebody. I'm actually really happy about that pick. There's a lot of linebackers to choose from. Some already gone when they picked him, but I do enjoy that pick.
The way too early college football season next year with Steve Sarkisian going to be the head coach at Texas, that's going to reinvigorate that program.
Oh,
It is.
yeah.
They have needed a new coach for a while because
yeah.
my brother was a huge Texas fan when I was growing up, and so I just watched a lot of Texas football, and it was just kind of weird to watch him like go from all the way up here, just kind of slowly just not get talked about anymore, and it was just so weird.
Well,
Yeah.
this run that Oklahoma's been on the last 3 or 4 years is unbelievable. So, I mean, it really makes it hard for a team like Texas to get the notoriety when Oklahoma was just pounding it out every year.
I'll be back.
Okay. I saw that the Patriots picked up another Alabama guy.
Yeah, what was there? 7 of them in the first 2 rounds, or 8?
I don't know. I didn't really check. We were slammed at work today, so I really didn't get to see anything until I got home.
There's 3 in the top 10. And then Mac Jones goes at 15. That makes 4. Then Alex Leatherwood goes at 17. Worst pick of the first round.
Mm-hmm.
Najee Harris goes at 24.
So that's 6.
That's 7.
That's 7.
7. Yeah, I missed one. Sorry.
And then I know that there was 2 right there at the beginning of the second round.
Mm-hmm.
Right together. Landon Dickerson and Christian Barrymore.
Yeah.
Yep. 37 and 38.
That's 9 and 38 picks. Jesus flipping Christ.
I wonder what their record is, because I know that last year they were like, "Oh, it's so incredible. LSU had this many people in the."
I think they had
first
6
2
in
rounds.
the first round last year. I wonder if I got that.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier. About Ohio State and LSU.
Oh, we're talking about Alabama.
Oh, well, that's what I mean. We were comparing LSU and Ohio State last year to Alabama this year.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
and that's why
what
we only had 1 Ohio State player go so far. Or 2.
Two.
2. Yeah, there was 2. There was a guy that went in, I think, the second round.
Yeah, Josh Myers.
Mhm.
He was the 62nd pick. He went to Green Bay.
Yep. I knew there was another guy. Dude, okay, so Shelby, since you weren't in here when I got all jacked up about it, when we were making our way down each of the picks, how do you feel about a guy whose first name is Creed?
I love it.
Dude! I'm so excited for Creed Humphrey to be a Chief. I wish I could have his first name on the back.
Right. Just put it.
I
Get his first name stitched on the front.
don't know. I still need a Willie Gay jersey.
Can't find them. If you do, they're in big and tall XXXL.
Yeah, because people are immature and just want a guy's jersey because it says gay on the back. How immature of them at me next time.
No, so much.
That's horrible. I just want a jersey that says Pink Kitty.
I'm buying you one for real.
I hope he has a jersey. I hope he makes the team.
Where'd he go?
I don't know. Dad was the one that was obsessed with it. If it was the Cowboys, you're not getting it.
I think it's No.
I saw it on here, but I lost it.
There it is.
Yeah, wasn't he taking?
Oh my God! This comment.
Oh my God!
Leave it to Flip.
You take your take as the
Alex,
best one.
I'll take it. It's a Chargers jersey, and he's a tight end.
Yeah, the Chargers. That's not bad. I like that.
I'm probably going to buy a Justin Herbert jersey. I'm not going to lie. I need one of those new jerseys. Every single one of them looks so good.
Yeah.
I wonder how hard it was for Mick Kitty to play for the Bulldogs.
Hey, Philip and I have Beckham jerseys now because I got a color rush while we were in Cleveland yesterday.
A color rush of which team?
The Browns.
Oh, I just figured you got a New York Giants one because it made sense. I don't know.
Well, Beckham isn't with the Giants anymore, so I can't get.
I mean, if we're being
we
honest,
could probably find you one.
I was gonna say, if we're being honest, if I were to buy an Odell Beckham Jr., I would buy a Giants jersey before a Browns one. But I like the Browns color rush jerseys a lot.
I like that red color rush that New York had, though. One of my buddies actually has one of those OBJ jerseys because he's a big Giants fan.
Thank you, Team Shelby Alex. Wait, what are you thanking us for? Because I don't remember. My attention span's not that great.
Nice. I don't know. Maybe he was thanking us for buying him a jersey. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Mary Chrysler.
Yes. I don't know if that's what it was, but
yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of jerseys from a lot of teams that I want. Like, I want an old school either Miami or Tampa Bay jersey. That's the orange. Like, I don't even care what player it is. I really want it. Oh, you're welcome, Flip. It was too good of a sale for us not to buy it, and since we weren't gonna buy it for ourselves, it had to be bought either way.
It was
Watch
like
this.
dirt cheap.
Beckham
Alex.
socks.
Is everyone frozen, or is I'm just frozen because I did not see that?
Hey, you're frozen. Hey, watch this. Hey, Shelby, lean over to the right again. All the way to the right.
Wait, which way? This way?
Kitty.
You can see the dog too. Well, wait. I have a hard time telling which way.
He looks like furniture. Look at him.
Dude, that blanket scares the crap out of me because I'll walk out of the office and I'll go in the living room and I'll look over and I'll be like, just him staring at me.
Especially.
The dogs on the blanket don't get me, but the cat gets me every single time. McKitty.
McKitty. So Monday we're going to go through at 6 o'clock or at 5 and 6, and we're going to go through the draft again. How we grade teams. What else are we doing?
Baseball, because the Cubs series will be over by then. We're going to be inching closer to the NBA playoffs. There's a couple good games this weekend. Definitely want to touch on that. We might see how many people we can get in here and do something. I will have to brainstorm a bit.
Well, if you need help,
I got to make it through the work week.
Philip and I can help you. We're both off on Monday.
Yeah, we decided to try a new weekly. We're gonna try to keep doing it Thursday nights because it's been routine at this point. And today, this Thursday was draft, and today was improv. As of last night, we were like, well, we were so hyped up, we're gonna continue into today. But yeah, we're gonna start doing them on Mondays between 5 and 6 now, just to get a week like a good time during the day. I feel like Thursdays we do it so late, it's hard to get that many people in here.
Yeah, it's hard to get a good crowd in here. I feel like sometimes they kind of die out.
Yeah, once we get going, once we get so far and we get a little delirious, McKitty, it gets a little rough in here, McKitty.
You trying to fight, bro?
I just don't feel good. That's all. I'm just trying to make sure. I didn't think it would bother me, but that second shot today is fucking driving me nuts. Uh-oh. Oh, that was fake.
What was fake?
You're freezing.
Yeah, I know. But I purposefully made a weird face just so when I froze it stayed like that. Like Yeah, I noticed that I was starting to freeze a little, and so I was like, I just gotta make a face that I'd rather my face be stuck like. Also, yeah, Philip, Mondays will be better for that, I'm sure, because you guys are off and whatnot, and we're gonna try to be very consistent on Monday evenings. Since all of us are off that day, except for Dad, but he gets off early.
Hopefully.
Well, early compared to any of our schedules. Philip works Graves, Amanda works day/swing, Shelby works swing, and I work relatively close to Amanda's schedule. So, like you get off early compared to all of us on Mondays.
Yeah, you get off as I'm coming in usually. So
I am.
But we're all off on Monday. Everybody that is been fairly consistent in this live stream is off on Mondays. So it works out.
Yeah.
Is that my brother?
And
Yeah.
Philip and I just
Hi,
got
brother.
streaming kits.
Is that my brother? Let me see that face, boy. Yeah, boy.
No, Alex, Philip and I just got streaming kits. That's what that big box was. I ordered 2 starter streaming kits from GameStop.
Hell yeah.
Very nice.
I've had a green screen set up in my Walmart cart online for like the last 3 months. I just have not hit buy. Like that's my only problem. All I have to do is hit buy. just won't do it.
My problem is I
waiting on
can't get the red out of my face.
Maybe. Yeah, if you want to see some funny shit, go back to about 3 Thirsty Thursdays, maybe 4 Thirsty Thursdays ago on Dad's channel, and he has the green screen up, and his face looks like my hoodie. Like
It
the whole
looked like he
screen.
got sunburnt, like real bad.
For like,
I can't get it set up right, so it's sitting in a kit.
you need to get this light bulb that I got.
I love your light. I've turned my lights down.
Yeah, but when you turn your lights down, it made you look darker with that. The green screen. I think you also probably should pick a different background. That background is not, assisting your skin at all. It's like that yellowish, like map color, and it's like making you be the darker thing in the picture.
Yeah, you can come over and set it up and pick for me.
I was gonna say you should do like the color of your shirt you're wearing right now background, and maybe add the map or something in it. Like we'll create a picture, a thumbnail or something. Maybe it's in the blood. Thanks, Philip. But yeah, like something like a light color, or even like this flag behind me that's darker than your picture you have now. Because I don't think you should use your Thirsty Thursdays thumbnail as your green screen because it is not working with you very well.
Yeah, I got the one that they made me for my green screen. Did I show you that one?
You didn't. Is it saved in these brands?
It might be.
Because I'm gonna look.
Canceled it.
Wait, hang on. Everyone in the chat will appreciate this picture.
Screenshot.
Hang on. Let me fix my camera and we'll do it again. All right, I'll make sure to get that.
That was a good one.
Please send that to me.
Yeah, I'll get it after this video is done processing at the end. I also got a pretty sweet Alex Smith video on here. Makes me cry, so I can't watch it, but I'm still emotional about that, man. That was the hardest thing that's happened this year. I was really hoping he'd turn into a Chief.
To retire?
Yeah.
Hey,
they might give him a one-day contract.
He might get a 1-day contract as a Chief and retire as a Chief.
That's true. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, well, I mean, Andy Reid wants him to come coach, and I'd be more fine with that. Just him quitting football, going back to Kansas City, either way, starting up coaching, even if it's just quarterback coach or something. Dom, it's 5th down.
Oh, God dang it.
Oh, gosh darn it.
Dagnabbit.
Are we Phillip Rivers?
Dadgummit.
Dadgummit.
Golly.
Shoot, boy, golly.
Also, I would just like to say, fuck the Cubs.
Hell yeah.
I'm pretty jacked right now about that.
You want me to
Reds
get Mark
win.
on the phone right now? You want me to call him and see if he answers just so I can say fuck the Cubs and hang up?
Put it
Yeah.
on speakerphone.
All right, I'll call him real quick. Just he might not answer because he has to know. Why else would I call him? What's his name?
Mark.
Yeah, it goes by last names.
Yellow.
What?
Yellow.
Hey,
Did he
How's-
say yellow?
how's the Cubs doing, man?
Oh. Yeah, are we?
Oh yeah. I'm not talking shit. I'm just asking you, like, how are the Cubs doing, man?
I mean, pitching's a little rough right now, but the bats are starting to get hot. And then once the bats get hot and the pitchers can follow along with it, it ain't gonna be too bad.
Hey, where are you in the standings right now, buddy?
I mean, if you're just you Red fans, just you pay attention too early.
Pay attention too early. I've been watching this losing streak we had on until we beat the world champs.
I mean, it is what it is, you know. Blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while, you know. You don't worry, we got a couple more games against y'all to get some free wins, so we ain't too
Some
scared
free
about it.
wins.
Free wins. All right.
You all literally overtook us today because
Because
Their best
Because you
pitcher
all got
failed.
Because your best pitcher failed.
our best pitcher, J.K. is not our number one.
Okay, your top pitcher. My bad.
I mean, he's definitely on the downcline, so he's still good.
Is that a word? Is downcline a word?
I don't think downcline is a word.
Learn to speak English, you hillbilly.
Decline, then. Sorry, I'm playing my new PS5.
Oh, very
sorry.
nice.
You have one of those?
I don't need one, bro.
You're a peasant. Shut up.
I'm a peasant.
You know what?
Alex.
Hey, buddy.
What?
God hates the Cubs.
When's the last Reds championship?
Oh, so you're gonna go back to the Cubs buying the World Series again?
So now I'm the one going back. All right.
You know what?
Hey,
What, Alex?
We got two more games, and we'll see you at the end of next month. It'll be okay. You're fine. Just
I'll be there.
go ahead and wipe your tears. We'll see you again tomorrow.
What time they play tomorrow? You shut your mouth.
You know what? I just find it really rude. You said talk about football and I'll be there, and we spent an hour talk about baseball and I'll be there, and we spent an hour talking about baseball today, and I didn't see you here.
What? I'm playing the new MLB The Show, Alex. The grind doesn't quit. All right, the grind is always on.
He hasn't been on any time we've talked about baseball.
I've been talking about a lot of baseball in the last couple weeks, and you just got your PS5 this week.
You literally called me at 1 a.m. just to talk shit to me. Was that your whole purpose? Do you feel fulfilled in your life right now, Alex?
Yeah, actually, I do. I mean, I'm streaming right now, and everyone wanted to hear you get upset, and that's exactly what happened. So
we're streaming this now.
I mean, I've been streaming for the last 3 hours, so yes.
I didn't get a notification.
Well, you probably unsubscribed because your Cubs started losing and you didn't want to hear us talk shit.
I'm no amateur, Alex. Now, you may be an amateur when it comes to this early season stuff, because I know you Red fans don't have a lot of success, but as a team that has a lot of success, you know, I know not to pay attention to the early standings. They don't.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that early anymore. We're getting
about halfway
in.
almost.
It's not that early. You are out of your mind. We've got 130 games left. What do you mean it's not that early?
Oh, I mean, I get what you're saying, but it's not the beginning. You know, we shook off the early jitters. We got our win streak in and
Come on,
started losing.
just go back and hear that
You're
worst
a
division
novice.
in
You got the
baseball
back
speech.
end of the Dodgers bullpen. Got a couple wins. Feel good. I understand. You're right.
I'm talking about before the Dodgers.
Ask him about
when we
those.
started losing.
Ask him about those Pirates games.
Y'all just lose.
Hey, how about those Pirates games, bro?
Hey, I can say the same thing. You all lost to the Pirates too.
Yeah, but we're the Reds. Remember, you're the greatest team in baseball.
I mean, we're not the best yet, but we're getting there. Like I said, once the pitching gets up to top notch.
Okay, I can say the same thing for the Reds. Once the pitching gets up there to top notch, you can't beat them.
Zero bullpen though. You can't even say that because your bullpen is so bad.
Yeah, but once it gets there, just like you, once they get there, then they will be good.
You all don't have anybody. You all don't have anybody to get there. They're there. Like your guys are there.
Wait a minute.
That's the thing. You all have to rely on your 1 through 5 and pray to God they give you 7 innings.
Who's the closer for the Cubs?
Who's the closer for the Cubs?
Craig Kimbrell, Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Who's actually probably been, if not the best closer this year, pretty damn close.
I hope he pitches this week.
Dad said he hopes he pitches this week.
I hope he does too, because if he comes in as a free win, you want to start making me cussing on here, Alex. I don't want to ruin your podcast.
Okay, you act like you didn't. One, it's not a podcast, and two, you act like you didn't say some shit last time you were on here.
Oh, I just want to know whose doing this was, yours or Shane's.
Oh, this was 100% mine.
Because I know you all salivate whenever the Cubs take an L.
Oh, you know I do. I play the choke.
The what?
Well, I play the Go Cubs Go song every day.
Well, yeah, that's the dumbest winning song ever.
That's the greatest song in baseball.
Yes.
What's the Red song? Go ahead and sing it to me.
I'm not a pansy who depends on winning songs.
The pansy. How does that make anyone a pansy?
Because that song is stupid.
It's better than the Reds. I'll tell you that.
I don't even know what the Reds one is because I don't care.
Is there one?
Is there even one? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember when they put out that CD?
Something about good old Cincinnati. I can't remember though.
I have no idea.
I don't hear it very often, so I can't really tell you.
Well, there's no reason for you to hear it because you don't watch Reds games.
I do watch Red games. I watch all of the games.
Well, you know what, Mark? We'll be back on here on Monday. Just so you don't have to have a notification reminder about 5 or 6 p.m. If you want to come argue about the Cubs, we'll be here.
Yeah, the series will be over.
We'll probably already take 2 out of 3 against you all then, so that's fine.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, don't worry, Alex. Your phone's going to be ringing.
Well, or you can just get on YouTube because that's where we'll be.
Oh, I'm talking about tomorrow.
All right, go ahead. Call me, bro.
Oh, I'll send you a fucking letter.
Alrighty.
I gotta get you a jersey. I'm gonna get you and Shane a jersey.
Wait.
Put my name on the back of it.
You know how worthless this conversation is.
What size of Shane wear? Let me know.
You know, I'll let you ask him on Monday. So.
Oh, we're gonna be like that.
Yeah, it's all I called to tell you was fuck the Cubs and that God hates them. So.
Well, he must hate the Reds more because they can't win a championship.
Well, you know what? That's fine, but they still hate the Cubs. So.
We don't have the money that the Cubs had in 2016.
All right, I'll see you on Monday.
All right.
Bye. His attitude towards everything. He's gonna hop in here just so we don't talk shit about him.
He's gonna be so bent. He already is so bent.
He is so bent.
Over.
He got very triggered about that. I'm just like, bro, come on.
I mean, you saw him on that first stream.
Yes. Oh my god.
Yeah, well, we couldn't help it. That went to like 4 a.m.
That was bad.
Yeah, because Carson Wentz is a bum.
He is a bum.
I'm not letting up on the Carson Wentz train.
Dude, nope. If it wasn't for him, I would probably cheer for the Colts this year.
I would probably want them to do better.
I mean, I was cheering for the Colts last year with Phillip Rivers.
I like
Now
Phillip
that he was finally out of the Chargers organization, because I can't cheer for the Chargers, even though I'm low key rooting for Herbie. I can't help it. I love that guy. I am such a big Justin Herbert fan. It's unreal.
He's just
Like,
good.
in all honesty,
And his hair's
I'm
back.
really excited to see what Trevor Lawrence is gonna do for Jacksonville. Like,
I hope he chokes. I hope he
Yep.
chokes harder than wins.
I don't think he's gonna do well. If he
Everyone
does, then I'll eat my words.
Everyone says he's gonna boom over bust, but I hope he busts. Honestly,
You need to make a picture for Mark on Monday. Make a banner. If you've already got a PS5, you obviously need a girlfriend.
you know what? I'd have a PS5 right now if I could.
so
Exactly.
high.
That doesn't mean
said-
anything.
You said if you could. We passed up the opportunity to buy one.
Yeah, that's true. You know, we've had a couple opportunities and we were just like, nah, we'll just wait. That's literally, we just said, nah, we'll just wait. So
I'm just making the point that Mark definitely needs a girlfriend.
no, Mark just needs to find somebody who is on his team. It doesn't matter who that is, because, you know, he doesn't have any Cubs fan friends. He doesn't have any Carson Wentz fan friends. He needs to find someone that's going to stick with his opinion.
I still don't understand why
if
he beats out the Carson Wentz.
And if you're in here now, Mark, because I saw the viewer change after I got off the phone. If you're in here, I hope you find that friend that likes the Cubs. I hope you do, buddy. Just because.
Oh, he was asking about the Red song or whatever. I don't know if any of you guys remember when they had a CD or an album back in like 2003. And it was like a bunch of the players just rapping and stuff. I don't know if any of you guys remember that.
I remember the beekeeping incident because that was the funniest shit ever.
Let's see. It was let's see. It was called Play Ball by Blessed Union of Souls.
Brandon is my favorite. I have no idea.
Yeah. Even the Mets have a theme song.
I mean, I'm sure all baseball teams do, I guess. I don't know. Trivia time. Reds have 5 World Series titles. 1919, 1940, 1975, 1976, and 1990.
Where's the question?
He
said
the fact that
wait. He sent another one. Trivia time. Cubs only have 3. 1907, 1908, and 2016. What a drought.
That's like 108 years.
Yeah, that's why the 07 and 08 don't
count. I think is what she was probably going to say.
Probably.
I have no idea what I. Also, we already argued with him about this, that those first 2 didn't even count.
Yeah, I mean, our 1919 shouldn't count either, but like.
Well, yeah, that's fine. Even with that being said, that means we have 3 more.
Yep.
Choke, Cubs, choke.
What would happen with Mark and his personality if you took one of his favorite people, like a la Carson Wentz, and see a comment that he discourages from another one of his idols, like President Trump?
Yeah.
And what would happen if they contradicted in the comments?
You're removed. We don't talk politics on this channel.
And another person that he loves that don't agree with each other.
Did you even realize that I removed you, or did you just keep talking?
Who?
You.
You didn't remove me.
Yeah, she did.
Oh, yeah, I did. And because I told you we leave politics out of sports.
But I just said a name. I didn't say
That
anything about
counts.
it.
That counts.
It does not count.
What? So, like, I get what you're saying. Like, what would happen if Carson Wentz
How would Mark's
Cubs?
personality handle it?
Packers and Washington football team and what is being described as a very serious and what? No, I that would be crazy, but I don't like that at all.
John
Like,
B. All right, John.
Mr. John. Yeah, I mean, I don't really like that though because I like what Washington has now
with
Fitzy and Heineke.
Yeah, I don't want Aaron Rodgers to come in there and take Fitz's last year from him, or he doesn't have very many left in the tank. I don't think he's played for 97 teams, and I feel like he's about done. If someone else takes his spot, then he's.
Well, I think Washington wins 11 games with Fitz. How many did they win with Rodgers?
4.
Oh, you crazy!
I'm just kidding.
They may win 14 games with Aaron Rodgers because that team is fixed. I mean, they fixed almost all of their needs. Quarterback is still. I mean, I like Ryan Fitzpatrick, but quarterback.
No, I think so. To Philip's comment, I think Washington takes the NFC East either way. Honestly, with the year, like everything they did in the offseason, plus these additions to the O-line and everything in the draft, I think they are solid. I think there will be competition. Dallas has beefed up their defense. The Giants have made good moves. And the Eagles have inevitably made good moves. They got rid of Carson Wentz, so they made the best move they could make. So, I think it's going to be competitive within their division. I just think that Washington has just the next step. I think in another year or two, all 4 teams, it's going to be up for grabs who wins. But as of right now, I'm sticking with Washington just because they have the edge of last year, already being decent last year. They just had quarterback issues completely.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you, Alex. I definitely think that Washington has what it takes to win the division, and the NFC East used to be the division where you didn't know what team was gonna take it and run with the division. Now it's just like it's a joke, and last season was just. Oh, God, last season was awful. Let's just put it that way. Last season was awful.
I just cannot believe Daniel Jones was the reason Eli Manning had to retire. Like, that just hurts my feelings. Like, they binged a 2-time Super Bowl champ. Not even a 2-time Super Bowl champ. A 2-time Super Bowl champ over Brady for Daniel Jones.
Not only that, but Eli got the MVP both times. So
what's the link?
Huh?
Oh, I was just gonna ask what the link was that they just dropped.
Best song ever. Just in case Mark is in here.
But yeah, I feel bad for Eli, honestly.
Yeah, dude, I feel like they did him wrong.
They did him dirty.
Oh yeah, and it all started when I got benched for Geno Smith.
Hey, I'm Alexander. I'm heading for it. My stomach's flopping. I love you guys. I will see you.
Yeah. See you, Dad. Oh, yeah. I was about to wrap things up anyway because I have to work very early tomorrow. But I may or may not make an active effort to come back on tomorrow after the draft. I don't get off till 7:30, so it'd have to be, after. If there's any big moves, I will make sure to come on here tomorrow. If not, we will definitely be back on Monday for sure. Unless something crazy happens in the next 2 days. I know Monday's a definite. I don't know about tomorrow or Sunday. We'll figure it out as we go.
Philip is off on Sunday. I don't work until 4 on Saturdays and Sundays. But then starting next week, I've got 2 jobs. So.
Hell yeah.
But
Dad made one last remark before he left. I don't think he had a stroke while typing that, but
I think he meant to say long live.
I do too. Bye, Padre. Sleep well. COVID boy. He got his second shot today. That's why he doesn't feel good.
Dude, I get it. Like, y'all saw me after, just a couple of days after just the Johnson & Johnson shot. So, trust me, I get it. I'm still like, bleh.
I mean, they say that if you have like a severe reaction, or not severe reaction, but like you experience some side effects like that, then your immune system's doing its job. So can't be mad about it, I guess.
Right. My arm still hurts though. Like, and it's been almost a week.
Alrighty. Well, you have my socials. You live with me, and Philip also has the channel social. So somehow or another, I will keep you updated if we do something in between now and Monday, and it's feasible for anybody. But I've got mashed potato brains this week, so I'm gonna have to think on it because I don't know what's going on. But yeah, for sure, I'll let you guys know. Monday should be fun since you guys will both be home, and or not home, but you'll both be off at least, and we'll all be off. And anytime we go is good for us. So we'll be able to figure something out. And
yeah,
we are gonna have to do something special because we are on the eve of our 100 subscriber mark, and that is a milestone that I have been shooting for. So I'm thinking about putting something together. It should be fun. I want to make sure everybody I know is here just to make it more fun, because that first stream where there was a shit ton of us in here was awesome. And it was just funny, and I had a lot of fun with all of you. So we'll figure it out. But
Philip said, mashed potatoes.
He said,
Oh, yeah.
Because at first I thought he said, and I was like, bro, you're not going to eat my brains, dude. That's weird. Because I read it as at first.
Well,
shout out to you guys. Fuck the Cubs, and Wentz is a bum. Yo!
That's what's up.
Brandon, I hope you're here on Monday or whichever day. I'll let you know. We're going to have some fun.
Yeah. Philip and I are trying to get our YouTube channel and our podcast going. So, like, I was going to be doing that with this in the background, but then I just, like, got honed in on this stream, and I'm just like, now I'm going to have to, I think I'm just going to wait until the end of the draft to do, like, a full, long episode with Philip. If you guys are cool with it, I'd like to do, like, an episode, like, when we stream on Monday, just, like, hit record and it just go.
I mean, I don't know how feasible it'll be for your content and stuff, but it's not all facts in this channel. It's a lot of bullshit, but
well, I mean, it's a sports podcast, so
I'm not saying I want to be famous, but I just want to be as funny as Pat McAfee. That dude's my idol for real, on every level. He's the greatest punter ever. He's the funniest guy. I love his show, and he is definitely my inspiration. So if I could be half that, I'd be happy.
Quick NBA update. The Kings just beat the Lakers.
Oh, does that put the Mavs above the Lakers now? Because
should.
the Mavs won their last
Probably.
couple games.
It should.
Oh,
If
even
not, there's only one more.
because they were a game and a half behind the Lakers, but the Mavs, I think, won their last 2 games. And that was before I checked before they won those games. I can't. Well, to be fair, the Mavs got beat by the Kings too.
Yeah.
Every time they played them, I'm pretty sure.
So ESPN hasn't updated the standings yet because the Lakers are still sitting at the number 5 seed and Dallas still at the number 6 seed. So,
I mean, that game just got over like a minute ago, so.
Yeah, so it'll probably be updated within the next 10 to 15 minutes, give or take.
Oh, also, the Royals got their asses kicked by the Twins today, like royally, and pun intended.
Really?
What was it?
Like 9-1.
Do we see that Blue Jays Braves game 13-5?
Jesus, I didn't keep up with all of it. Oh, that looks like it's our time to go. We got some mad puppies. Let's see, conference. I'm gonna pull this up real quick. I just want to see because now I'm curious.
And the Yankees beat the Tigers 10-0.
So I think with the Laker loss, if mine is not updated yet, they are equal, like tied with the same record. They're
that should be right.
well, because it says that the Mavs are 9.5 games behind the Suns, and the Lakers are 8.5 games. But if the Lakers lose, then if they add that loss, then they're both 9.5 games back. So, but yeah, I'm gonna hop off here so I can take care of some puppies, and so I can go to bed. And I will talk to everyone very soon.
Definitely Monday.
I mean, I will
Definitely
see all
Monday.
of the shining faces on Monday at 5:30 or 6 time to be determined on how Sunday goes for me. And Shelby has to get tires and stuff. So we gotta configure everything. But yeah, I just want to thank everybody that was here. Brandon, you're my new favorite. Just because of that comment right at the bottom. Shout out to Mark's little bitch ass. I still love you, even though you're a dumbass. And Fitlup, thanks for being here in spirit. Whoever John was, thanks for coming in and commenting. I don't know who you are, but that's an interesting theory. Aaron Rodgers in Washington. We have Amanda here. Yeah, thank you for hopping in. Let's see. I know CJ was here. I talked to him. We missed Colin tonight. That's who wasn't here.
I missed like the first 2 hours almost. So
I hopped in Brockton's stream before I got on here, and I talked to him and Jason and some other people in there, and and then Snorkel and Brockton showed up, but Colin said he was gonna come on tonight and didn't. I'm gonna ring him for that one. So yeah, I'm coming at him for that one. But yeah, he lives close enough. I can come find him probably. Anyway, thanks again, Amanda and
No
Shelby,
problem.
of course. You're our third wheel co-host as usual. We love having you always to pop in at the end. It means a lot because we enjoy having you. And Amanda, I know you've only been on here once, but one other time. I mean, so that was cool. But schedules are weird, and we've been on a really weird schedule with our stuff too. So that's a partial of everything. So, but yeah, I'm going to end this now. So I will see everyone by Monday.
See ya.